Oh shit, what are we doing this week? I completely forgot. But now we are here. It's all coming back. D&D. Right. The Island Kingdom. Oh, what a wonderful place we're in. Everybody's alive still. We have you all... No, nearly all back. Gimbal, we're starting with you first. But you've been in the Island Kingdom for a couple of days. Found some stuff out. The Githyanki afoot. They are here training in the Riverside Barracks, training the some form of different soldier. Don't boo me. Some form of different soldier has been trained here by the Githyanki that Kos introduced himself to. And on having a meeting, Tizu, the knight, the Githyanki knight, has said he would contact the higher-ups to find out what indeed your mission could be, seeing as you are now without you are a soldier without a unit here on the material plane, having spent...
I have a unit, thank you very much.
You have no unit, you are all alone, they're all dead. Having spent a long time, a lot longer on the material plane than would normally be spent by a Githyanki. There are movements. There are still some unknown entities, some things, some plans being built by the... Oh, I remembered what I need to tell Gimbal. That's good. Some built by the automatons, as Zilna had seen a day or so ago. These large automaton units, these parts being delivered into the king's palace. You track the goods that you've tracked all the way from the north down to the East Road Charter Company, which the Watchers had given you information on, saying that company itself is being run by the guilds, and they're being very firm in their ownership of it and keeping the Talons out, which maybe explains why the Talons, when they arrived, Borash and his troop were removed from the facility and not able to stay there. Although, Kos also found that some of them had been sneaking up and maybe trying to get themselves hired as workers. As you did accost one, stabbed them, killed them, and found a note explaining this after interrogations or intimidations didn't go so well. Willow converted to Ram, I think, right? That's what I put in my notes. Said all of the...
leave them. To leave them immediately.
Right. But you did go and see a sermon, seeing that, yes, the once Church of Morgana, the Grand Cathedral in the islet itself, is packed full of people when they hold sermons here, as the indoctrination of Ram has fully taken over the city. Being dropped off by Preacher and Glenn, who went back to their hidey hole to wait for everybody, having passed through the city looking for Yierlos, who it turns out got accosted by the Watchers, but that didn't stop Merrin, who spent a lot of time looking for him and found 3 copper. So well done, Merrin.
That's a copper an hour. That's like a good wage in this place, I assume.
Maybe not, probably not. An hour, I suppose an hour, yeah, if you're only getting paid. But yes, good time, well spent. And you were all heading back to the church within the steps where you would all be meeting up. But before we get there, Gimbar, you were going to, with Gertie, one of the other Watcher members, go to the Watcher hideout that is overlooking the Riverside Barracks to pick up Yierlos, who had got himself captured and was being detained by Gertie. So we shall start there. As you have made your way across the city to literally through the back streets of the steps, very close to where the church is, in proximity for the whole city at least. And Gertie takes you to where there are some what look to be like cheaper rows of terraced flat block, almost like flat block houses. Like each floor is an apartment, and you go up 3 or 4 floors to a top floor apartment where there's a knock on the door, and another Watcher agent opens, and you can see in here there is what probably would have been a safe house, but is now kind of a hideout and overlook. And you can see they have like spyglasses and binos up here, as they are able to, from this vantage point, look down into most of the goings on of the Riverside Barracks. So it's kind of Gertie, which you're in, closes the door, shuts it all up. There, the other Watcher you are introduced to there is called... He had another name, Griff. So he kind of lets you, another young, early 20s human male, as he kind of lets you guys in, locks all the doors back up again. And you can see here in the back room, as Gertie opens the door, they have got Yierlos blindfolded and tied to a chair. So she says to you, this is your guy.
Yes. It is Yierlos, definitely, when I see him.
Yeah, as you look at him, it looks like yes. Yeah. He doesn't look like he's even been that battered and bruised, but you can see, his floppy hair over his blindfold is there as he's sat and has been de-armed with whatever swords or defensive items he had.
Yes, this is him.
So, well, I'll leave the blindfold on, just so he doesn't know what's coming back. Not that I don't trust you, but...
No, that's fine.
And then take him out. She says, before you want to take him, she goes to the door. She's like, do you want to have a look at what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And they walk you through what they've been doing when they have seen him there. Again, because I think you would have joined up with Kos, maybe, but if not, they point out and give you the spyglass and point down a few things that are happening out in that training area. You can see down, and they point out that they're more Githyanki. So you can see the Githyanki training. Again, they will point out and show you that they are training up these guards that have this almost like purple coloration armor. This such dark bronze, it almost looks purple armaments, and they have been trained by the Githyanki, and there are some Talon forces around. That big stuff you already know, but for you might be new news. They also and Griff kind of guides you towards their archery range. And the archery range, you can see they have the standard targets there that look like they've been absolutely destroyed. And you can see behind them, they've brought in these like painted on targets. They're painted onto like stone. They look like stone walls that have had like sheet metal placed in front of them, and targets have kind of been kind of crudely drawn on there. And he explains to you that they have been recently experimenting with the use of what he describes to you as like longer range weapons that are firing pellets of some sort. Doesn't seem to be fired by drawstring or by bow. Seems to be mechanical. Seems to be some kind of like combustion based attack, like a basic gun. As they go, because they have seen what they look like, and they explain out to you they look like longer tube weapons.
After seeing
but you've seen Zilna's pistol, yes. So you would when you
recognize what this is, but is it longer than the pistol?
Yes,
it's more like a rifle.
So yeah, you explain what you understand what he's talking about. And you're like, yeah, okay, I've seen one of those. Like, even if you wouldn't say it, you know you've got an artificial pistol. But as they explain what they're showing out, and there is give me no, they'll say there's one. There'll be like one that is broken apart on a table. That's clearly something's gone wrong with it, but it looks like the back end looks like Zilna's pistol, but the front end is way more elongated and it opens out like the mouth. And they were saying that these things seem to be able to do devastating damage, pointing back to those things. So he goes through and says that they don't have many, they haven't been using them very often, but there are some people that are being trained to use these devices, which they are worried will be able to do some devastating damage.
Is this Gertie or Griff I'm talking to?
Griff.
I'll ask him if he'd mind me bringing a associate coming to view this, specifically Zilna's artificer. He might be interested in this. If that'd be okay with him.
Yeah, he's like, as long as you it's like, you've been taught the handshake, you come back. He's like, they don't always train, but when they do train with them, we can and you get no way of contacting them. But he's like, we can take more notes, or you can come and post up watch here if you want to try and see him in action.
The spyglass they're using, is it like just like a telescope they use, like, essentially, is it like a big version?
No, it's just like a spyglass. It's like a long. They're either like binos or they're spyglasses. It's just something that they can use to pinpoint and look at certain people within there.
I'll ask if they've got a spare one I could take.
I think they would. They have a few of them up there, but they can get another one if you need one.
I think it might be useful.
Yeah, they'll give you a spyglass. But that will just be a standard for identification purposes. It just enables them to see that, but they'll be able to get a replacement from there, from the main HQ. But that's the only other things that they have seen that are different to what you wouldn't already know. They are keeping track of this new force that are being trained up. haven't seen them deployed anywhere yet, but they have seen them being trained, and the armaments that have come in are fairly recent, that they've started being dressed in the armors as well. And they seem to be being trained by the Githyanki force. And then, there's these devastating weapons that are being used, and the archery range is kind of being converted to be able to train people in the use of firearms.
Well, I guess I'll take this one off your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Has he said anything? Has he?
They laugh. He says, no, to be fair, he's been quite good. He was calling about outside, but once we got him in here, kept his mouth shut. But to be honest, he didn't really have that much on him. We were trying to work out who he might have been a part of, but lucky you're here, so we don't have to deal with any of that.
Yes, no, he was part of the guard force and the caravan we came down on, and he was with some of my associates before, and we're supposed to make it back to a meeting point. Obviously, I think he's new to the city like I am, and just got himself lost.
Yeah, it seems so.
I'm glad he's not been in any trouble for you, though.
No, they were laughing like, no. Well, he's not been there very long either, so he might be a little bit hungry, but other than that, he didn't really have too much, or didn't seem to know who we are or what was going on. So, I just give him a word of warning. Don't walk around wandering, calling out names in the middle of the night.
What was it he was calling again? What was he shouting out?
They said that, well, it sounded like he was calling out to people, looking for someone, but they never worked out what he was. He was just very close to their base of operations, so they nabbed him.
Right. Okay.
They nabbed him, probably being a little bit too, with a little bit too much gusto. He wasn't necessarily being a threat, but he was close enough and being weird enough that they just took him.
Calling out two names. I'd guess he was calling out for Koss and Merrin.
Potentially.
I still don't know.
Even more of a worry if he's saying, talking about agents that we don't want to mention. But he's like, I'll go get him. So he goes in, and you can see he's bound. He's got like a little gag around his thing, and he takes him out, still fully tied up, hands him over to you.
Yierlos. Why?
We're not getting Reese to do a second character.
It was my character originally. How dare you? Don't give Reese more options to just run away into the night.
I'll do it. He was my character as well.
He's your liege. But no, he's ganked, so he's just like mumbles.
I'll take the thing that we got back off him. I thought they'd done it already.
No.
Yes, come on. We'll go and meet the others.
He looks at you and looks at them and looks back at you and goes, oh, thank you. Thanks, Gimba. See? I told you I wasn't anything to worry about.
No, but roaming around the streets at night, yelling out names.
It's like they sent me, and then it's like the stone broke, and then I was just. It's like I'm starving.
Yeah, we'll get you back. We'll get you something to eat. And let's see what's what.
Mm-hmm. He follows you out. You can see he goes to go. Oh, good to get back, and then he stops himself. Yeah, it'd be good to get back where we're going. Follows you out, waiting to be untied. So
what happened? You lost your way?
Well, he's like, no, we were watching the East Road Charter Company, the warehouse in the south.
Keep your voice down, quiet.
He goes, sorry?
Quiet, lower your voice.
Yeah. So we were watching the warehouse, and then Koss and Hannah sent me up to go back because no one was coming out, but we knew the goods were still in there. So I was going to come back and meet you, but I was just told to come to the church in the steps, and I got here, and then I couldn't find anything, and I thought I probably shouldn't ask people where the church is, because then they will know where you guys are. So I kind of just wandered around for a bit, and then I remembered I had the stone, and then the stone, when I took it out of my pocket, was in bits. So I haven't got Zilnar's stone anymore. As I was working out whether I could put it together or not. And then I thought, okay, let me go and look. I then went into and started just calling out kind of bits of people's names to see if anyone called back. And then I got bumped on the head.
Can I insight him and
Yeah,
and whether he's essentially just telling the truth, being genuine? That's a 9.
No, yeah, he's being genuine.
It's like, right, well,
It was
I don't know why they sent you back on your own. That was silly.
I've never been here before.
Oh, neither have I.
Yeah, I thought it would just be simple. This is massive sea.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's busy.
Where are you from, Yierlos? Where have you come from? I know you've been on the caravan with us, but where are you from originally?
He's like, are you born on the farms in the Easter Wall, and then left the farms because there wasn't as much work. I kind of worked around Newmonger for a bit, picking up bits here and there, and then got the job on the caravan.
Still southerner to me, but yes.
He's like, yeah, I've never been into the north.
Have you been on the caravans before? Have you ever done that work before?
No. But it's good money for us lads that wanna. Sometimes there's not enough farm work for all of the kids that are born to the farms. So yeah, that's always Newmonger's a good place to pick up some work. And I was told that being a caravan, getting on the caravans would pay well. So yeah, and then I found you guys. So it's been pretty crazy.
Any family in the area? Or
in United Kingdom? No. He's like, yeah, we got mum and dad's farm.
And that's Easterbourne, is that?
Yeah, north Easterbourne. Yeah, pigs, a couple of sheep.
I like pigs.
Oh, pigs are tasty. I love bacon.
Oh, well, who doesn't, right?
As he's walking out, he's like, oh, I could do some bacon.
That's well, we'll look out on the way. See if somebody's selling. That'd be my treat. Do we find anywhere along the way to find up essentially a bacon sandwich or something?
There'll be like deli bakeries, definitely in the steps, and the North Market is right opposite the steps. So you'll be coming close to close. You'll be getting like the last of the goods, like too good to go, but in medieval times from Greg's.
Yeah, I'll get enough stuff for everyone.
Nice. Yeah, you go through.
How much are they?
For like 10 different things, probably be a couple.
Is this like a sort of like a family-owned bakery kind of thing?
Yeah, just like bakery that makes whatever it makes, breads, it makes like pocket pastries and stuff for anyone that works around, and it'd be the last of the stock. So they're trying to get it done and get it sold. So yeah, you get like 10 pastry things or pasties or roll sausage rolls, stuff, bacon sandwiches for like 2 copper.
I will give them a silver. It's a good change.
Local baker there just makes you say, "Oh, my friend, that's very generous."
I like supporting local family-owned businesses. I have one myself, so I always like to help out if I can. These look delicious. Thank you very much.
Well, please enjoy, and we'll have fresh stock again tomorrow. So if you enjoy and you're passing through, you're always welcome, friend.
I might just do that. Have a good evening.
Send you off food.
Yeah.
Bags of rolls and pastries.
Just kept walking on with some it's a big bag for life.
Yeah. Yeah. They newspaper bags can be recycled.
Okay. So yeah, what's your plans to do from now? Are you going to go back to your farm? Or
he was like,
find some adventure back to Newmonger?
I mean, I've enjoyed the adventure, I have to say. Like seeing and fighting with all of you and helping people. I like it. I think it's dangerous, but it's exciting, and there's so much going on that maybe we should be doing more to help. So I haven't really thought about what are you guys doing now?
I'm not 100% sure myself. I mean, you helping people, like helping people.
Well, I think so. That's what we're doing, right? Helping people. We're fighting. We were protecting the caravan. We were guarding them. I mean, I thought it was going to be easy, and we'd just get paid, and you just watch them.
Yeah.
But we were out, and we helped, and we spoke to Beda, and we saw these different people. Like,
you like that, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's been scary at times, but
oh yeah. I mean, this is my first kind of this thing. So I was from Diamond Mountains, just running a family bar, you know. So it's all new to me.
No,
but I get to say this is exciting. What do you think of the other people that travel down on the caravan? If you get what I mean, what's your thoughts on those?
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I'm assuming that they were arseholes on the journey at least, but we have never really bumped into like the towns or had to deal with them in the farms. And I've heard stories, of course, but then some of them have been that these guys are buying lots of goods and moving on, but they I don't know. From what I've seen of the individuals that we've seen, they don't seem like the nicest people, but as to their
not about the whole
overall, I don't know enough.
You don't know enough. You know real thoughts either way.
No, not until, I mean, if they are actually doing, like, he's like, have you heard there's this thing at the ring that's happening in like a couple of days where they're doing something.
Their dreamers.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they were talking about it. They said it was going to be really, well, I heard it was going to be really cheap. They wanted everyone to go and see, and it was going to be this big show. So like maybe I'll go to that and see what they do there and how they talk. But from what I've seen, the individuals that we bumped into are not nice people, but they're of a different sort.
Yeah. Can I insight him on this? Over there, he's been truthful about his oh, fuck off. Rolled from a not 20 to a 6 to a 9 again.
To a 9?
Yeah.
It's more than what he rolled on an good check. But yeah, he seems to be, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's a farm boy who's made it to the south and would probably need to make it north and doesn't. The Talons in the south, like from what you've seen of them, like you know other stuff before what you've seen from when you picked them up. When you picked them up, they were assholes on the thing and they weren't very nice, but they didn't do they did nothing rather than doing anything to help. So I think he's just a young guy who doesn't really know what way's what, but at the moment is quite keen to hang around with people that are doing adventure. You get no indication from him. He's like, I'm going to leave tomorrow morning. More like he's like, what do we do tomorrow? I'm just going to hang around for as long as you guys are. So he's like young enough that he is attaching himself to you guys.
Yeah. What else was I thinking? I mean, we're walking and talking at the minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It wouldn't take you, it would be only like a 5-10 minute walk to get you back to the steps in the church anyway. So.
It's one thing I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking, when you were out and about on your own last night, you happened to see anything unusual? Anything, hear anything?
He like thinks, he's like, no, nothing in the evening. I mean, I didn't see the guys that got me, so that was unfortunate. But no, it was fairly quick. Once the bridge closes, like once they kick everybody off the islet, and then you're just kind of like stuck. There wasn't that many people about, which was why I thought I'd better find the church a little easier undercover, and like people wouldn't see me. But I didn't see anything else.
And on the caravan, the last leg, and what the Talons, what that did, buying out that whole inn. You know what they did, and what we ultimately ended up doing.
Yeah.
What's your feelings on that?
Well, the inn was. I mean, like I say, that was a bit of a. That was just a bad, like a dick move on their part, right? They were trying to provoke the caravan, and they didn't care. But then we did kill some of them because they had taken the goods. But then, like you guys have said that I'm assuming they stole those goods, right? That's not their goods because we didn't take.
No,
the
it's
goods.
not my goods. No.
No, we just took took down some of them that were more dangerous, right?
Absolutely. Well, from rumors I heard, that stuff they've been essentially raiding places. From our rumors I've heard.
Yeah.
You know, innocent people.
And then it's
taking their stuff, and that's what this. I don't know what it's for.
No.
Maybe that's something we need to find out. Maybe. But...
Well, I'm assuming that's why you were watching the warehouse, right? Because it's in the warehouse now.
Yes. And
it's like I could try and get into a house, and they don't know me. I could get a job, like try and get a job in there, and then I could check that the stock's there.
Oh, let's convene with the others and talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm hungry, and this smells good.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're probably back at the church by now.
Yeah.
Come on, let's try some of these goods.
Nice. So you guys get back, knock on the door. Glenn lets you in. Yierlos walks in and she says, "We've got bacon." Oh, nice. So yeah, as you make your way back in, the rest of you would already be inside the church, including Preacher and Glenn. And yeah, as you hear the last knock on the door, as Gimbar is the last to arrive, you have Yierlos in tow. So you'll get to see him. And they're both carrying bags of nicely warm pastry food. Sausage rolls, bacon rolls, pasties, whatever you like. But you're all together again now.
Any croissants or pain au chocolats?
There's a croissant with a sausage jammed through it, like a hot dog croissant. It's weird as hell.
And this is Yieldy Greg's.
Can I do a sleight of hand check to try and get that one?
If no one's going to oppose you, you can definitely do it. You can move quickly. You can roll it.
It's 19 on the sleight of hand check.
Real quick.
That's either my passive possessions.
Your bag goes down, and then the bag rattles. Merit just stood with a sausage roll in his hand.
Yeah, it's croissant, a sausage covered croissant.
Yeah, it's not a sausage roll. It's a sausage croissant.
The other way
around. So you can eat sausage rolls, or you can all talk about what your plans are. So yeah, you've all come back individually with information. So Gimbar, you've been to the Watchers. Koss, you've been to the Gith. Willow, you've been to see some of the stuff that the Talons are doing. Zilna,
I found 3 coppers.
You've found 3 coppers. Zilna, Hannah is down on guard at the East Road Charts Company after you checked in with the Mercantile. She went back down there. But yeah, you guys are all together now with the knowledge that in 2 days' time, there is both something happening at the ring, this large event, which has got many rumours around it, and that there is this hiring event at the East Road Charts Company.
Yeah, I got the stuff about Kian as well leading that. So
yes, yeah,
just the interview, isn't it? On the morning.
Yeah.
I also did hear some news about the club whose name I forget because I didn't write it down. That's where all the head honchos go.
Yeah, the B Club.
B Club, that's the one.
B. So as you all arrive back, pastries and pasties are shared around. As Glenn kind of has the map starting to get rolled out. Looks to you, Preacher, and then looks to the rest of them. He's like, "What's the plan, guys?"
I will take still not to one side, but it's not going to be a secretive conversation. It's just more so we can't be outspoken as such.
Yep.
So no, was it this when I went to get Yierlos? I was in this one of our. Was it one of the watchers? Safe house is probably the wrong word, but they were watching over the barracks where the Gith are training, what have you, and that's how they found Yierlos because he was shouting about, and they didn't want to blow their operation. They had a spyglass in there overlooking the training yard and the archery range.
Yeah.
And there's something you might find very interesting. Your mechanical pistol thing.
Yeah.
They had like longer versions of that. The training with those, using those, and they had one broken down, like separate pieces, and
But
Whatever.
they had that in the house, or you mean?
and they've been down in the training yard. I couldn't see into the building, but if you
Okay.
want, I asked if it would be okay if you wanted to go up and take a look. That's something you might be interested in, or maybe even shed some information on.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I'd like to get a look at. Always
Yeah.
looking for ways to improve, and it's also good to know what sort of thing they're packing as well.
Yeah, well, hopefully you might be able to have an educated guess of its capabilities.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, to me, it's just a longer version of what you were using, but I know nothing of it. So
And
yeah,
you say
we-
they've got multiple of these, or they just
No,
there's the one
there's-
that's broken down.
No, there's multiple. I don't know how many exactly, but there's definitely more than one.
Can I overhear this conversation?
Yeah.
I will shout out. They were using no such thing when I was there today.
Well, I've seen it. No, I mean, you got they had the bit where your people were training, whoever they were training, and then further on towards the back, they had this archery range, and the targets, they're all destructed, blown up, kind of, not something an arrow would do. Then I
Hang
saw
on, sorry.
these weapons.
Sorry.
Yes.
Did we know that Cos went to train with the Githyanki and did a duel with them?
You knew I was
Not
going
sure.
there.
Yeah, you knew.
Okay.
I didn't know I was doing a duel until I was there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already knew that he was going in there.
Yeah.
Well, I will keep an eye out for these weapons again tomorrow when I go back.
Oh, you're going back? Yes. Well,
Yes. My people, they are doing the training, but they are half-assing it. They are not serious. They are doing the job as an excuse to be here and do things of their own. And they have their own purposes.
Cos. Sorry, Kimber. But Cos, does this mean you're helping them?
No, it means they can get in communication with back home, and I have not been in communication with back home in a very long time.
So essentially, you're working for a way to contact your people.
Something like that. As I say, they are half-assing the training. They are not especially serious.
Can I do an insight check to check whether that is the reason? I'm not expecting a good roll, and that's a 16.
It feels like the truth.
Okay, fine. I'll go back to kind of mingling and making small talk about the weather.
Oh, I have another thing to mention.
Well, before that, Cos, I'll just ask you this quickly. You say they're half-assing it. Why am I trying to do your accent? Were they using any special abilities? Like you have?
They definitely have them. They are not using them. Not in front of the prying eyes, it seems.
That's interesting. I was going to say if they are training these people, whether they are showing their true abilities. It seemed not so much. And
Yes,
then
I had a duel with one of them, and neither of us used any special abilities.
Interesting. I will proceed to tell Cos exactly where I saw the archery range and the guns for if he's gone back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was the range. You saw the range when you were there because it's right next to where you would have done your duel, but there was no one in the archery range when you were there. They were just training the hand-to-hand guys.
What was the other thing, Cos, that you said you had to tell us?
Ah, yes. I went back to the warehouse, the East Road place. I followed someone that looked familiar from the caravan. It turns out he was a Talon in disguise as a normal person. He had no weapons, but I killed him anyway. And then I found this note. And
Did you-
over the note.
You weren't seen, were you?
I do not believe so.
I'll read the note out loud so everybody can hear.
Mm-hmm. You all remember exactly what the note said? Yeah, the note just says to get hired as workers and to essentially hide the fact that you are a Talon. Do not mention that you are working for the Talons, and get hired as laborers if you can.
This ties in with what the guy said at the East Road Trading Company, that they were going to be going down to Oak House, and then I explained that there's a convoy out east where the workers would be going to do it to relieve the other ones that are there. Explain some of the troubles that they've seen along the way about the displace of East, etc. But that they're holding interviews, so the interview is the day after tomorrow, but if we go in the morning, maybe that could be part of the plan because that's the same day as the fight. But if there are going to be Talons there going undercover as workers, then we need to be careful because they're going to know who we are. But I really think that we need to get jobs as guards.
I mean, let's assume it's the same ones that were on the convoy. I mean, this is Talon territory. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same people from the convoy.
Yeah, that's very true.
Also, that means then that they're going to be taking over from the other workers and taking these supplies wherever they need to go. So, yeah, what is the role of the? Is it just getting there for the guards, or is it?
Yeah, so there's guards and workers. The workers are more looking for like masonry experience and things like that, whereas the guards are very similar to what we did on the caravan, making sure that, if there are any threats along the way, that the cargo and workers are protected.
It seems perfectly plausible that we would seek more work of the same kind.
Yes, and it's being run by a guy called Kian. And I tried to kind of determine who's put the orders out, who's arranged this work with the guilds and the company. It feels like maybe the king, but it's not clear. Which would show that maybe there is a little bit of tension between.
If the Talons are having to go undercover as workers, then that suggests it's not them.
And maybe it's the King's Guard that maybe is still on the side of the right.
Tell me more of this displacer beast. Is there a reward for killing it?
Maybe that's something you could ask at the interview. If you're really polite and they hire you, I'm sure that they would let you write it down in your little book. I'll also explain that I'd said about what are the sort of, is it bandits and things like that they're worried about attacking, and I'll kind of run through what he'd said were the threats.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they were paving new ground, so at first some of the giants and such weren't necessarily happy about it, but that seems to have calmed down now. I think that's everything on my post-it note from last week.
Can I do a... Sorry.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, did you get any ideas of numbers of workers, numbers of guards? How many are going to be going on this convoy?
I don't think I did. I mentioned that I had colleagues. I didn't want to call you guys friends at this point, so just colleagues. So I put Will plus 6, I think I put. I don't think he said how many they were looking for.
Because if there's going to be... if there's a load more work, obviously it's going to be more workers than guards.
More workers than guards, you'd assume, yeah.
That means that even if we are going to go as guards, we get the goods there and then have to leave, leaving all of it in the hands of these Talons that are disguising themselves as workers.
And this is the issue. The workers that are going to be there will be there for a few months. The guards are, we're taking it there, we drop it off, we come back.
If I remember rightly, sorry, this is above table. The note said to try and get work as a guard, but as a worker as a backup. That's what you said last week.
No, I think it was to try and get as a worker. No, I think the note would have been to get job as a worker because they're trying to not be picked up as being talents.
Okay, I thought it was the other way around.
No, no, I don't think it's
because I doubt they have any masonry skills for road
No,
building.
these. Well, yeah, sorry, and that's the other bit is there will be some workers that will need to have a few more masonry skills, but this is road laying. This is just hard labor.
Manual labor.
Yeah, this isn't like skill. They're not building a stone pathway here. They are essentially rock crushing, creating cement, and trying to create some semblance of a stoned, of a gravel road. It's not. They're not paving the way to Alba. They're just creating a track that won't get washed away with mud and rain. So it is proper low-level grunt work.
I'll also
Well,
mention that it was weird that I'd mentioned to Jeff, like, why would the giants not just be helping it? Because surely they could move this stuff an awful lot quicker. But he didn't really address that point.
I was going to make a witty quip, so don't worry about ignoring.
I'm glad that I did the giant comment. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a thing to try and recall any information I know about displaced beasts.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What do you know about displaced beasts?
It's a beast. I had beasts in my books. I may have heard of it. Basically, so I can dazzle them at the interview with my knowledge of this creature that's ruining their efforts.
Interesting. Whilst it is a beast, it's actually a monstrosity.
That name is deceptive. I don't like this. It's trickery.
It is tricky. It's because they are strange. But
The
you
funny
would
thing
have-
is, I can imagine
yeah.
Koss saying that in character as well.
Yeah.
I don't like this name. It's funny.
Same as I don't know.
I mean, I just get extra if it's a beast on the roll,
Mhm.
but I can still try and recall knowledge.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the roll, but don't add the extra.
What am I rolling?
Nature.
Nature. Okay, +6. Decent.
That would make sense.
That is a 16.
16. You have. I would say you would have heard of them because you know that they have tentacles, and that once before has like piqued your interest and been like, well, tentacles follow tentacles, right? Maybe Fireflies are nearby these displacer beasts, and turns out they were never the same thing. But you've never fought one, so you know of them. You know they are predators that have 6 legs, that have these barbed tentacles, and are very similar to like big cats, big cats that you would have seen before, but they have have a maliciousness to them and some kind of like not magic, but their displacer abilities is where the name comes from. They hunt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Just got stuck reading about displaced beasts. Sweet. It says they track people through portals, which is quite cool.
Send them off to Cos. Did you do your roll for displaced beast?
Yeah.
Cos?
Yeah, it's done.
Cool. So if the day after tomorrow is both the event, of which we understand to be the execution of the king's brother, and the interview, the guy Jeff said to get there in the morning for the interview. So my proposal would be that we get down there first thing, impress them. We've gotten in. Mevin was there, Gimbar, the merchant. He kind of put a good word in for us already. He was the one that got me an audience with Jeff, if you like. So I feel like we're going into it on a good footing.
That's good.
And maybe we can get some level of idea about who the workers are when we're in that interview. I don't know how we address that point. but then later maybe go to the event?
Maybe if you are friendly with the hiring person, you could show them this note and say there may be Talons pretending to be workers.
If you're happy to share that, cause then
Or
absolutely.
maybe we do it sneaky and have someone unaffiliated give them the note.
Unaffiliated to us?
Glance
Where is
over
our
at
goblin
Yierlos.
friend?
Goblin friend.
Oh yes, all look at Yierlos.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like eating a bacon sandwich. He looks back at you, looks at Glenn, looks back at you guys, and goes,
Goblin?
Uh,
Which goblin?
gnome.
Gnome.
the gnome.
Oh, no. Oh.
Gnomes, goblins, all the same thing.
Anna is scoping out the warehouse.
Also, I can't be asked to do the voice again. I will make mention that the event at the stadium is likely to be either free or very, very cheap to get into because they want as many people there as possible. And turning up late to it might be difficult to get in depending on the capacity. Because I spoke to those people in the pub.
I imagine it'll be an afternoon, evening thing. If you're going to execute someone, it's not really a breakfast thing, is it?
Spoken like a true
It is not a
sociopath.
wine and dinner thing either.
Yeah, maybe like an early afternoon and then on to the pub kind of thing. We should probably find that out.
I assume we're not going to try and save him.
That would be foolish, I think.
It's-
There's no way that we will get out of there alive.
I agree. I just didn't want we in the past we've had people fall into obvious traps, and I want to avoid that, obviously.
With this conversation
Mhm.
happening, I imagine that this is kind of like people are like throwing ideas out and kind of mingling it and stuff. I'm just going to excuse myself for a moment and go into the back room.
Mhm.
And I'm going to use my sending stone.
Yeah.
I am going to say this has been prompted because you said what are we going to try and save him?
Mhm.
So, cargo's final destination's Alba. I'll be working Alba trade route rebuild. Githyanki training Islet soldiers. Atherton arrested prince whose execution's over morrow. What should I do?
While you think of a reply,
Yep.
I'm just going to look over at Preacher and say, you have been very quiet. What do you have to say about these things?
I will just pause there a second. So as these guys are talking, Preacher, Glenn is like finishes bacon sandwich, moses up to you, and just says, Preacher, whilst everyone's putting out ideas, do we want to talk about the cargo? But he prompts you to remind you that you and Glenn were in possession of some information that the Talons were moving specific or some a small cargo from their like vaults to the Riverside Barracks, and you were believing it to be happening either tomorrow or the day after. Oh no, it's supposed to be either today or tomorrow. So you're believing it's likely going to be tomorrow. The only information you have on it is if it's coming from, and it's speculative. If the delivery's happening and it's going to the Riverside Barracks, it's likely to be something weapon-based and potentially something magical if it's coming from the vaults. Nothing leaves the vault. So this isn't something that's come into the city and gone across, which is what you did track, which would have been the first lot. This is something being transferred internally in the city from the King's Palace to the Riverside Barracks, likely tomorrow. And your intel tells you it's something likely magical and likely weapon-based if it's going to the barracks.
Is the Riverside Barracks the one where all the Githyanki are?
Yeah. Where all the training's going. So yeah, you should know about that as well.
Where
So
I
you
will be
originally-
tomorrow.
Yeah, you originally, that was what you guys were looking for when you kind of also ran into these guys. You were tracking some of the same cargo that they would have been tracking, but it's not like what you tracked from the shipment is not what you were looking for. You were aware of a smaller shipment that is supposed to be leaving the King's Palace and being delivered to the barracks for someone or something. But if you're going to the barracks, your assumption would be magical because it's coming from the vaults, and something that will be weapon based, likely because it's going to the barracks, so it's going to soldiers. So what else would it be? No,
the vault's like something within the actual palace itself. Then,
Yeah,
What is that?
it's where the Talons have been like their HQ is, and where they would be confiscating of goods would be the vaults. So within the king's palace, behind the wall, in somewhere in the vicinity of where you looked in, before the big doors were closing the
That's what I was. Yeah, so I was trying to think, because obviously, seeing all the gnomes working in there.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be close.
Yeah. I mean, seeing them all working in there, that may well be. They may. So those workers are linked to the Nimble Fingers company as well. That's where I went after going to Mercantile. I done a little bit of work in the shop to try and find out some information, carry some favour to possibly maybe be able to get in there at some point. But yes, they have workers that the more skilled workers have gone into the palace area, so they could be making more of this weaponry you talked about, Gimbar. That could well be what the shipment is. Again, the machines they've built in there are huge. They are not like anything I've ever seen before. They could very well be designed for people to be inside of. I don't know. So they may well be working on that there.
And in Preacher, you have that information.
Yeah, so I'll share that out with everyone. I'll share out information with everyone and just be like, if people. I should read this voice in a minute.
No.
If you guys don't mind giving us a hand tomorrow, trying to intercept these deliveries, it'd be quite handy to see if what they've got and what they're making, and if you got some free time, it would be much appreciated, especially since costs will be in the barracks anyway.
Why does everything seem to all happen on the same day? Do we are we going to have enough time to get everything done tomorrow that we need to?
The event and the hiring thing are the day after.
That makes more sense. Thank you.
That worked out perfectly. It's almost like it was planned. Sending stone, you go off and send it. The reply you get is sorrowful news about the prince, but stay on plan, find final destination of goods, and uncover Talon's motives.
Even though I told him the cargo's final destination. That makes me think that it's not the final destination.
Are you saying
Well,
that
they're just
you
not
tracked
listening
the
to
cargo to Alba? You're saying because you by saying cargo's final destination to Alba, it's like great. That's what you knew 2 weeks ago. Right?
Oh, okay.
So unless you're saying the cargo has been delivered to Alba, I'm reading it from the context that you should know, which is that it's still in Island Kingdom at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorrowful news, stay on plan. Basically, don't save him.
Sorrowful news, but yeah.
Cool.
You're also not saying you're going to save him, but they're not saying go and save the prince.
No, cool. That's what I needed. And then before I go into the other room, I'm going to water my plants sorrowfully that I can't save somebody before joining the others.
Okay.
Do we have any idea about what sort of guard force they'll have on this delivery? Have you seen similar deliveries before?
I don't.
Whatever.
Not they're not for a long time. This is information that's been passed to you by a fairly respected source, but it's incredibly rare that anything leaves the vaults. So you'd imagine this is either going to be so super heavily guarded that no one can touch it, or they're going to try and move it quickly as a smaller delivery, because it is literally only going over a bridge and across. It's not a very long trip. But yeah, the
So it's either going unnoticed or
so you don't know it's going to be heavily guarded. Yeah, the preacher would know. All you know is the vaults is where everything that is confiscated ends up. Seeing something coming out of the vaults is incredibly rare. So understanding what it might be, who might be going for, why it's going to the barracks. I think the information, preacher, you'll be working on is someone. The Riverside barracks are gearing up someone or something, because why would they be bringing out trinkets to send them to the Riverside barracks to risk?
So, right, with that thinking, if they're gearing up someone, are they gearing up someone to kill the prince with whatever's in that box?
Potentially. So what you think is how you think the prince has been. The understanding you have at the moment is the prince has been captured and is going to be executed. Whether you think that means they're going to let him fight or he's just going to be executed.
I guess we have to. I mean, it's not a long distance for it to go, right? So intercepting it completely might be quite hard to do, but if we can get lookouts to see what sort of guard force there is, and we can ascertain what it could actually be that's getting delivered, we could then make a decision from there.
Didn't Gilbar say that they have a spyglass overlooking the barracks that could maybe also see the way to the barracks?
Gimbar, could you see what else could you see, or was it just overlooking the barracks?
Yeah, I think it was only where they were training and the archery thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you would have seen the buildings, and then because you would have seen them from one side and Cos would have seen them from the other side, so you know that there is a training pit and an archery range on the far, whichever way you're looking at it, as the map is oriented the west side, and then there are two larger buildings. Cos knows that there's a third building that is likely a stables as you enter in. So as you enter in, on the left hand side there's stables, on the right hand side there's a first building that is I don't think you went in there. It's the first building. Second building is much larger, and that's where Cos would have gone in for a chat, which seems to be a barracks plus some additional rooms, and then you've got the training pits that are outside. So there's two buildings, one stable, and then the training pits, all within a walled facility.
I will also bring up at this point that Yierlos, that nobody is welcome back, especially his mentor, has volunteered to try and get in the barracks to see what's going on. I know Costa's already there, but might be helpful if we had two people.
Maybe this time not shouting out names.
Well, no, hopefully not, but he was left on his own, so in a new city, I wouldn't say that's on him so much.
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And I smile just like you smile at a dog with a limp.
He's eating his third bacon sandwich. He's like, he's not really paying attention.
I would say, in Yierlos' defense, perhaps his mentor should have taken him with him.
You were referring to me?
Yes.
I wasn't there. He wanted to stay. He's his own man.
You are not his mentor.
I
Anyway.
think I was.
Yeah, let's not fight amongst ourselves. We can do that out of character.
Well, I just thought, seeing as you were training him on the caravan, I thought you may have been his mentor. Anyway, that is an option on the table.
The wait over there again. You Yierlos go in to the barrels.
That's what he's offered to do.
He's in your capable hands there, Kos.
You've been
I
inside.
do not
Ross,
know
how
this
do you
man
feel?
at the barracks. There will be more questions than are good for me.
But there's something to discuss anyway.
Yeah.
Do we
Why
know what
would we
time
send him in again? I was not paying attention.
I'm just saying it's another option to get somebody else in on the barracks to find out information. Who knows how far you might be able to get in there. Maybe they'll have you doing stuff that you can't see anywhere else in there.
That is true, but they are training established Kingsguard and Talons from what I can see. I doubt they would let a newly minted guard in on the action.
Maybe not. Maybe it will be successful. But like I say, it's an option.
Gimbo, you said we can get up. They'll allow us to get up and watch out over the top, right?
I just said you. I'm not sure if they'd be happy for us all to go.
I mean, me and you then. And
I mean,
we
Marin
can
would
all
obviously
watching
be
on the
welcome.
streets.
But
We can see what we can from up there and get
Yes.
other people on the streets. I feel like we're going to have to, unless it's unguarded and trying to be snuck through quickly, which is a possibility. Yeah, well, I don't think we can act until it's in the barracks anyway, really. Because if it's heavily guarded, we're not going to have to do anything on the streets. So if we get people looking over top, we can get an eye for when this package is open, see what it is, and just get eyes on the road as well.
Do we know what
It's-
time it's happening?
No, we can only assume that hope that it's happening tomorrow at some point.
Yeah. Into our you have it's at some point tomorrow that's going to be moving. But yeah, this is goods are being delivered into a military facility. So it is you have a chance to play it multiple ways or not play it at all. This is one for you to decide how much risk you want to take in the city.
what time is it now, Herb?
It's the evening, so you'll be getting ready to go to sleep now after your day's escapades. So you'll be you're making the plans in the evening now to start.
I was
I'm
gonna-
assuming the main island is closed now.
Yes, it would be close to being closed. If you want to rush there, you could probably get there, but you would probably get questioned crossing the bridge.
Is there other ways around south?
There would be like water taxis. They're a bit slow, but yeah, you could get around. You wouldn't go from you'd probably go from. Oh no, you probably from down by the edge of the steps. You could like to go. If you went down to like the southwest, there would be a few guys that have like little punting boats that they just take across Redvant Revels.
I'll just forget. Check it in on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I might do that.
Yeah, it's your choice. So yeah, you're getting into the evening now. So that's it's up to you what you want to do in the borough. You know that the ring and the other thing is a day away. So tomorrow you kind of have a free day. So it's whether you want to investigate and act on this delivery to find out where it's going or what it might be, or intercept it, or whatever it might, however it might play out. But you don't have a lot of information. It's going to be very much a see and then make decisions as you go.
Preacher asked for help and he's helped us so far, so I think given we've got no other plans.
it's an interesting one. The movement of goods out of the vaults is very rare. There's likely to be magic items, but even if you weren't into set, there's like levels to this. It could just be pure information. Do you just try and find out what it is that's moving and who it's going to, or do you try and stop it getting to its things? Like, you have the full range available to you with different levels of risk, of course.
How much, like, when Preacher puts on like his like giving out food and doing like stuff like maybe not preaching in the streets, but like giving out food and stuff, can he just do that in the street? Has he got like a cart he could just wheel out first thing in the morning and like stake out the barracks by just like giving out food and stuff?
There is a nice little bakery that we all have just eaten that does good food. So maybe we could purchase some stuff from there.
Yeah,
if that's an option.
You could do. You would. Yeah, like I say, you wouldn't want to be preaching out there, but you could be offering out food. Whether you know that it would be you would probably get accosted if you were there for a long time. But chances are, as long as you weren't being aggressive, you'd just be moved on. But if you were congregating many people outside the front of the barracks for a long time, at some point they're going to be like, fuck off. But you definitely could try it. You definitely would have done it before, but you would normally do it probably with a bit more notice period to get people rallied. But the message could go out that food deliveries are going to happen. They're going to happen from this place, and that will draw a crowd. You always draw a crowd. Yeah. You would normally try and be a bit more suspect with it, but if you wanted to create a crowd for a short period of time and then hope that you can like disrupt that in front of the barracks for as long as possible before they come out, at some point the guards are going to come out and be like, "Oi, mess off," but you could definitely try it for a bit. As long as you didn't turn and attack, then they're probably not going to raise alarm. They'll just move you on.
I'm thinking more not to create like a mass amount of people, just to keep me there all day. Oh, okay. Just giving out food to like people who need it. So it doesn't look like I'm doing anything other than just trying to help the needy.
You could, yeah. You could do, but you could do that. If you want to be out on the street, keeping eyes on the street. Trying to think whether we'd be able to do it. Yeah, I don't think, as long as, again, you wouldn't draw a crowd with it. You would just be giving out food. How close you were, but it would be about raising suspicion. You could easily do the same thing and keep watch by being hidden as well as being out on the street. So it's up to you which route you could take. But yeah, you could do that. Whether at some point the guards are like, well, fuck, why is this guy just lurking around outside giving out food? This is a bit weird. Anything. Just assume this is like a police station. What could you get away with outside a police station before someone goes, what are you fucking doing now? Or like a military base. What are you doing? What are you doing out here? Why are you just hanging around? Because at some point they're going to ask the question.
Okay, so I wouldn't have like done it in the past then?
You wouldn't have done it here.
Okay.
I think you would have arranged like, we've got a load of food from the granary district and we're giving it out to people. Here's the meat place, and it's either an old church or the back of a shop or down the street somewhere, and people turn up and you give out provisions.
Yeah.
That way. So yeah, you would definitely have done that before on a bigger scale, but walking around the streets just giving it'd be a little bit too risky and too sporadic to be useful. I think what you do is like mass impact with minimal risk.
Okay.
Being known as someone that wanders around just giving out food, you wouldn't be doing it in such a way that people understand. You would give money to people and do stuff on the slide. A bit like when you were in the South and people would have nodded to you. At those sort of points, you might have given a few people a few coins or whatever else, or someone might have given you gifts back. But in terms of like impact, you probably would do mass impact in smaller areas, so you're taking less risk being out on the streets. But you can do anything. Okay. You could go and do it and try and see how long you get away with before again you get moved on. You don't think your face isn't enough just to get like killed in the streets, but if you hang around outside a military base for too long doing anything weird, they're going to be like, "What are you doing here? Bugger off." But you could be there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Who knows?
I think I'll do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think I'll do that anyway. Trying to get back into the voice is really fucking hard.
you need your inward.
Yeah, good. Well, if we can grab some of those pastries tomorrow, and we can make up some little bags for the homeless or the needy, and we can. I'll stake out the barracks for a few hours as long as I can until I get moved on, and then maybe someone else can take over.
Certainly. Nice. Good idea. And I could take Zilned to the watchtower and Marion as well. I'm sure will be very welcome there. I think if more than that go, then I'm not sure how comfortable they will be. So that's an option.
Yep.
But yeah, certainly we can. I'm more than happy to go to that bakery in the morning and buy some goods to hand out.
Yeah, I'll send Glenn along with you when he can. Well, I'll give Glenn some cash. And,
let me do this. It's my treat.
Oh, thank you very much. God damn, I'm Jarvis. Yeah, thank you. I'll take you up on that, and I will tell Glenn to get the car out. Because we would have had some sort of card to get out stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll get it ready before going to bed, and we'll get up early in the morning.
Before we go to bed. When we've got is that the formalized plan then?
Well, I think everyone is going somewhere except you, though.
I would rather just try and stay hidden.
Okay.
Not necessarily be there the whole time. Maybe walk away for a little bit and then come back, and so that I'm not just staying in the same place the whole time.
Okay. Yeah. So Kos can walk in. He has a meeting with Tizu. Three of you go up to the watchtower, funnily enough, and then Oak Glenn will go around. Yierlos TBD.
Yeah. What should Yierlos do?
Stand guard.
You put him on the bridge.
It'll be what he can be looking at. Yeah, you'll need some lookouts at some points.
Maybe if he's a lookout and then he reports back into me because I have a send in stone with Zilna. I won't tell Yierlos that the reason that I have that is the reason that his broke.
You'll be like, don't trust those things. They just crumble in your hands. Crazy.
The fact is, I put together as well.
Yeah.
Bloody workmanship, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe if we do that, then he does lookout stuff. He reports back to me. If there's anything of note, I can notify Zilna, who will be with Gimba and Merrin.
Yep.
That sounds like a good idea.
Great.
I agree. It sounds like a good plan.
Merrin, are you coming with us tomorrow? Do you want to come?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Testes!
Cut him off if you ruin immersion again.
Sweet. So that's your plan. So the even now. So yeah, you've got an evening's rest ahead of you, unless you want to do something beforehand.
Before you will sleep. Now that we have a plan, I found out some information about Ram. Preacher, as you know, I went into the sermon. I'm not sure if everybody is aware above table. I think maybe you are, but in character, I'm just going to say it anyway. Unlike the gods of the Nine Sisters, Glenn, I'm not sure if you. I think before Glenn and Preacher were like, we don't listen to Ram and stuff like. They don't necessarily know too much about Ram. Cool. So, unlike the Nine Sisters and other gods of other planes, Ram, I have a feeling that isn't necessarily a god as we may have known it or known them. A lot of the stained glass in the cathedral was removed, taking out the Nine Sisters or Morgana or whoever it was, and it's been changed into a single being, a light-skinned Goliath type person with gold streaks in it, shirtless with a robe. One thing that Lee, who we saved on the boats, one thing he mentioned was that oh my god, I've forgotten her name.
Zephyrak and Azari.
That one.
Yep.
Azari had said was that she was going to speak to Ram. And at the time, we were kind of like, well, why would she not just do that where she was? Because you can pray to a god anywhere. But that kind of fits in the theory that Ram may be a being of this world as opposed to a god.
You went into a Talon's sermon? That's very risky.
Well, I thought the same as the preacher. However, if you saw how many people were funneling in there, it was beyond anything I've ever seen. They said the words. I managed to kind of mumble my way through, but it was almost like it came natural to these people.
Some sort of cult?
100% cult vibes. And the sermon was very different to anything that I've seen from the Nine Sisters. The Nine Sisters, they're kind of talking about praying for abundance, or praying for farming, or, praying for fertility, or doing the right thing. Whereas it feels like from that sermon, I felt incredibly uncomfortable, and that they were almost fear-mongering and driving through fear, telling people to watch out, to call out those who betray them, that are no longer allies, making mention of the king being able to do that himself against his brother, who was the traitor, who moved against him. The fact that even the Kingsguard, the Kingsguard were poisoned by his brother's words. It's all very negative, very different to anything I've ever seen or heard.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Can I insight Yierlos his reaction to hearing this?
Yeah.
Uh, 13. Just because of he says he doesn't really know much about them. What his reaction on hearing this?
Yierlos is eating whatever's left of the bacon sandwiches. He is very lightly paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
That is very much into the food. So yeah, on like hearing the sound of pizza. He isn't paying huge attention.
Okay.
Also with it, I'll kind of briefly explain what was said in the creed about the removal of dangerous magic use, living a life without its influence, removing pretender gods, etc. And I'd also make the point about, they said, for us and our salvation he came, was in true spirit, and was made man.
What do you think that means?
That he's a being here. That he's a Goliath type thing.
More the part I'm thinking he came and was made into. What do you think that means?
Yeah, I mean, was this man just the vessel for whatever Rom was?
Could I do a history check to see if I know anything about fallen gods? Or a religion check?
Yes.
Or forgotten gods, or whatever. Religion or history?
Either.
I'll go religion. Ugh. 9.
It's a weird concept that you maybe have never thought about before.
Okay.
Because gods are gods. And then now this weird mix of like gods being beings is so like strange that it's a bit jarring. And then the question of like, but wait, what happens? Like, are gods fallible? That may be the first time you've thought about that.
Cos, have you ever seen or heard of anything
Shit.
in your world? In your plane?
Have I?
Yeah, you sneaky little rascal. Yeah, your home plane. I was like, what? Why are you asking Cos straight up? Ah, yes.
Because she only knows about gods on this
Kinsey
plane of
knows more
existence.
about
Yeah,
gods than
definitely
Kinsey
no
does.
meta stuff there.
Yes. So your home city is a floating city called Tunurath in the Astral Sea, and the city's built on the body of a dead god. So you know that.
How would Githyanki feel about sharing this with an outsider?
I think it's so normal for you because you are from the astral.
Also, the Gift Queen is like a god, right?
Yes, in terms of power, but the way she is seen kind of more as a like a redeemer of the people rather than like someone like still as a being in terms of power. Yes, she's like an all-powerful being, but in terms of like who she is, the thought was always that she was one of the gift that freed the gift from the mind flayers and turned the tide on the war and won. So she has the power of a god, but it's not. She is still seen as she's more seen like Jesus than God Almighty, because a person that did act to get to an end goal. But I think that you would be so. It's so normal to have the bodies of gods floating in the astral that are like mined for stuff, like those like big old juicy god bits they used, and you have cities on them. I don't think you'd have the same attachment to gods, so it would almost be like a flip it thing. You'd be like, oh yeah, there's like dead god bodies in the astral city, not realizing that on the material plane that's a fucked up thing. So you would know.
Trying to decide what I would tell Willow.
Insight check.
You know it's coming if you don't say it.
Her little paladin eyes are like Puss in Boots in Shrek. Because she just doesn't understand. How could this possibly be? And you're from a really far away world. Would you possibly know anything? Could you look really smart in this moment? In front of all of these ridiculously thick people around you, and you're so intelligent by sharing this little piece of lore?
Yeah, I'll just let you in though. The direction you can speak to the other ones.
There are what you would call gods. There are dead bodies in the astral sea that we would mine for materials from time to time.
Like physical material, or
Yes.
like stone and coal, or what sort of physical material?
You
get
would not
from a
understand the
dead body?
materials in this world. But
Right.
what you would call gods, yes, we have seen their dead bodies many times. As I understand it, they would be forgotten here if they are dead. So it would not even serve me to tell you a name if I knew one. It would mean nothing to you.
Wow. Willow sits down on a pew.
Yeah. So gods are fallible because gods must die.
Which is against everything she could have ever imagined.
Yeah,
on
because
here,
why would your
because
god want you to know that if you stopped praying for them that they would die?
And then that their body can be mined for the equivalent of fucking stone somewhere.
Yeah, it's not. They're not like mined like you would mine an ore vein. It's like
No.
specific. There are, like their bodies are obviously
Like god material.
composite. They're made of like very powerful magic materials. So they
Yeah.
would be.
It's more
used in
Willow
some
wouldn't
purpose.
have any comprehension of what that could
Yeah.
be.
But it
Would-
doesn't mean that gods are fallible.
Would like the more gods are revered and respected, the bigger they would be in the astral sea?
Don't know if they would necessarily relate to the like actual size of the body, but the power that they have, definitely. The more that a god is revered and worshipped, the more powerful the god is. And then essentially when the god runs out of followers, it drains itself of power and dies. It runs on like belief, essentially, on your clerical
Could
skills.
could
A
like
bit
gods
like
that
a
have been
spirit bomb.
what?
Don't worry, Dragon Ball.
Oh, spirit bomb. Sorry. Could a god kill another god even if they've got loads of followers? Like,
Don't know.
So can I just clarify who's mining the gods?
Anyone is in the astral sea.
Anyone can.
Yeah, well, not anyone. Well, anyone can if they get to them, yeah, but not anyone does. And there's only specific uses for it. If God material was just brought back, it would be nothing. It would be flesh and likely decaying and whatever else. It has very specific magical properties that the Githyanki use to live within the astral sea to help grow. Like nothing grows in the astral plane, hence Githyanki have to be born on material plane, grow to an age, and they go back there and they don't age. So you can't grow foods and stuff as well. So like if they either take food when they come here, or they use magical material to try and grow stuff to have some store. So when they go raiding, they do have food. They'd have to find it. It's very
so
niche.
the Githyanki can mine it, do mine it.
They're the only ones that have found a use for it, yeah. And it's all about the weird way that they live out on the astral sea.
I think I would say at this point, my limited knowledge and it's all kind of thing, and I can see Willow's reaction. I'd be like, well, who would benefit most from this? Essentially, what from piecing things together, followers of Ram don't want any of their god to exist. And if from what you've just told us that this dead bodies can be mined, if people stop believing in gods, then that's how they essentially die.
I didn't mention anything about how gods die.
No.
Did you not? No. Okay. Okay, well, I'll just go with Ram once seemingly. That actually fucks up everything I was going to say. So essentially, Ram wants. Essentially, what I'm trying to go over, but I can't, is whose benefits most. Ram wants other gods to die.
I would say that is a pinned question of like, okay, so if you now know that gods can die, so they are fallible, that's new knowledge. Ram is potentially a being, but also a god, which is odd. But then if gods are fallible, is that so weird? And then the other piece is the initial 10 years of Ram, the Talons of Ram occupation in Ashling has been to remove druids, clerics, and paladins, who all are the ones that devour. So the Talons of Ram are trying to remove, yes, magical presence, but they have concentrated mainly on divine magic, clerical magic, god-based divine, rather than, yes, wizards and stuff get caught up in it, but their main port of call has been to remove the worship of gods and switch that worship over. So I think
I think
like
logically
pieces.
you could assume that if they're trying to rid people on this plane of their worship of gods, it is something nefarious against the gods themselves.
Yeah.
With what you've already heard.
Yeah. Above the table, because I'm not sure how much I would know.
Mm-hmm.
How long have the talents been about?
On this plane, on this island, about 10 years.
And it's 10 years on since the whole campaign 1 thing.
Yeah, so during what your campaign 1, they appeared on this island. They didn't start on this island. They came to this island. They were a hired force brought in by the king/queen. So they've come from somewhere else.
Coincidentally, the same time that Gith have been here.
The Talons would have been here first.
Talons
Gith
would have
only
been
came
here
in right at the end.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, what I was thinking is if the Gith are the only... this is all above table.
Mm-hmm.
Gith are the only ones seem to have need or able to use the dead bodies of gods, that they are behind Ram. Who seemingly wants to kill off all of the gods for his purposes.
Yeah. So, well, you don't know how gods die, which is 1. So it's whether you know gods can die though. So is Ram trying to kill gods, or adversely, is Ram trying to gain more power through divine belief?
I think what you could assume is that if Ram is a god and god bodies are on the astral plane, then that's how he got a group of Githyanki here to train some soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, but It's how much I actually know and how much I can assume.
Yeah, I think a lot of it would be like, what assumptions do you make now, and what are you putting pins in that you're like, I don't have it. It's whether you would be like, I think I know enough to guess the catchphrase.
Do I know? No, I think you said I don't know how gods. Do I from anything about before about?
I'm not sure I know how gods die, is why I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But they were just bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bodies are on the bodies of gods are on in the astral sea.
I don't think the Githyanki would be like, oh, why is this here?
No.
They'd be like, oh, we can take this.
Yeah. And it's not that the Githyanki benefit as in like, oh, we need more god body so we can. They live on a god's body, and they've lived on a god's body for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. The same god's body.
Right.
So it's not. It's a symptom. It's like saying, oh, who benefits from grass being there? It's like the grass is just there, and then they eat the grass, so it's quite good. So it's not that they are harvesting bodies and the hot bodies are disappearing. They live on. They have been living on the same dead god's body for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, it's just trying to separate what I know from last campaign and this one.
Yeah, and there's what you've got to think about is also what is a consequence versus like what? Yeah.
Okay, then I don't think I would mention anything at this point then.
No, I think they're the pins you guys have that you now know that.
Yeah.
Especially those like Preacher and Willow, you now know that gods are fallible and gods can die. That would be fresh information.
Yeah.
And that the bodies of these are just in the astral sea. That would be new to you. And then the pin of like, could Ram be a being on this plane and be a god? That's like another question. Because you've never seen it before, but could it not be true? Who knows? You've just found out gods can die. So why could they not be beings on this plane? And then the other bit that you know is that the Talons of Ram, who are run by Ram, who's claiming to be a god, their MO, their main objective since they've been here, is to remove clerics, paladins, druids, the people that are there to spread the divine word, and they have been replaced with him. So you know that Ram is trying to gain followers by removing the preachers of other gods.
I think from Willow, because I think from her point of view, it would be the first 2 points of what the hell? What do you mean that gods are fallible, and that bodies can be in the astral plane? Because she just doesn't get her head around what the astral plane even is, or it's not a thing. And then, but how can you be a person and like how can you act like you're a god and have all these people preaching to you and like that she's not going to make that connection because otherwise it's going to be too male.
But I would also say that it's better to live through your characters because the meta connections you can make are whether you don't know enough to know whether what you know outside is a consequence of what has happened or like the reason, like are you just looking at like footsteps on the ground but you missed that there was a knife fight? It's like, oh, there's footsteps on there. It's like no, you maybe from what you know as players about how gods have died and what happened in the previous campaign, that could just be a consequence of what is happening now. Doesn't necessarily mean it's pertinent to what is happening now.
Yeah, that's why that's the only bits that she's gonna take from that. And I think having heard about the fallible thing, I imagine that Glenn was quite surprised about it as well. At that point, she's going to say that she's going to retire. To bed, not paladin oath.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I'm going to walk off into the sunset. Second character has left. Okay.
I think Preacher will just sit in the pews waiting for everyone to go one by one. Just mulling over what everyone's been saying. I think he'll be shocked, but not his faith won't be rocked. He'll still believe in the gods. And
boiling it
always
down.
good to do.
Yeah, boiling it down for you is the same point. Like, regardless of whatever else is happening, the Talons are still a threatening force for the belief of the Nine Sisters, and they preach in a way that goes against the way that you would preach. So it's like, regardless of anything else, that point still remains fact.
I have a quick question.
Yo.
So Merrin's sword, and indeed his god, is Illustri, the drow god of sword dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not one of the 9 gods, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. That was literally it. So Merrin, obviously not a follower of one of the 9 gods, but still vaguely following a deity.
Yeah, you would still be the same information.
He believes in the divine regardless, and is concerned that there is almost a usurper that kind of changes from the expected norms.
Mhm.
Like the divine plane is different to the material plane.
Yeah, but also the realization that, or the question that you'd have is like, where is Ram planning on drawing the line? Because the support of the 9 sisters is huge in Ashling. Like, it's the predominant faith, but we know the dwarves have their own gods, the drow have their own gods, the orcs have their own gods. Everyone still has their own gods, but in Ashling itself, the predominant faith is that. So the most followers to be gained is by converting those followers of the 9 sisters. But does that mean that Illustri's safe or not? What happens if Ram gets to the Underdark? What happens if Ram goes for the drow? All of these things, you'd start being like, hang on a minute. Yeah, when it's like, it's fine. Russia are only invading Ukraine. It's like, well, what happens if they move into Poland or Germany? Like, shit.
Well, exactly. So I think he's going to be a bit open-eyed hearing the conversation, I think is how I'm going to phrase it.
Yeah.
And I think when he does go to bed, it'll take him a bit of a while he's kind of just kind of thinking about all the discussion and, of course, what's happening moving forward over the next coming days.
Nice.
And obviously we've got to be up early, so I imagine he'll try and get an early night as well. I wonder if they're hiring middle management, because I feel like that's something Merrin could do.
Got a taste for middle management. I like it. Nice. So, you all can make your way off. There are cots for everybody to get their long rest. You can take a long rest, push your long rest button, get all your spells. And
I have enough time to go down to try and see if Hannah's there, or would it best just to save it for the next day?
Depends if you want to risk not getting a full rest. So you you'd probably have to pay a bit to get a nighttime carriage, like water ride over there, but then you'd have to come back as well. So it's it's a bit like getting a taxi at 10 p.m. versus getting one at 2 a.m. It's going to be a little bit more difficult and you might get stuck there. But also if you get back after and everyone else is going for an early rise, you won't be able to take it for 8 hours.
I'll get a sleep instead. Yeah, I'll get a sleep.
Oh, God. Nice. So you all take a long rest, push your buttons, and we'll take a quick wee break, and then come back for the next day. The fun time. So where's my buttons? I need to wait. Woo. Absolutely pissing it down here.
Oh.
First rain we've had in bloody ages.
We had a bit last night.
It was real hot today, and then now it's pissing down. It's just the turn the aircon off because my nips freezing. Bloody freezing me nips off. Ho 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 ho. Some shit out of the way. Yes, it's quite interesting. Working out what you guys know, don't know, and should know.
Yeah, it's why I'm really lucky.
I need to start muting when you're talking above table because I'm going to get really confused about what Willow knows and doesn't know.
I would rather just not know. But I'll always just be like, no, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It's the harder bit is you are allowed to make assumptions based on your brain for your character. So there is a certain level where you're like, well, with this information, I would make this assumption, whether that's good or bad. You can be like, I would think I would just jump to conclusions because that's who my character is. He thinks they know different, or I would come up with this, and that's perfect. You don't have to find something out in concrete to have it as a thought. Like your characters can think whatever they want to think.
Well, it's kind of why she asked the Gith Yankee, because he's from somewhere so different from here, and I'd never heard of anything like that here. Is that something that would be known elsewhere? A little bit meta, but also if Cos was just like, nope, then it'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, and I think that's good because it gets more information out. It's good for you and Reese as well, for your characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing
Because we
is
only
that
know the stuff here.
Yeah, your religion is being challenged. The right word. And the more you then find out about why it might be happening, what's going on, just adds more flavor. Nothing's as black as white. It's like these guys are coming to get us, and we're the good guys, and they're the bad guys. When it starts going like, wait a minute, how can a god be a man? Is that possible? And it's like, well, maybe not. And it's like, wait a minute, what do you mean a god can die? Wait a minute, and then the more it's like you have a level, and then the more you go out to the world, the more it's like actually.
Well, that's not something they're going to teach in the Nine Sisters school, is it? You go in to be a pally to devote your oath to a god, and then they're like, by the way, they could die if you don't work really hard.
Gods are never ever going to want to be like, if you don't follow me, bad shit's going to happen to me. Please do it. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
So now they're just like Ram. They say bad stuff will happen to you if you don't do it.
Exactly.
Snaky Kinsey questioning the Gith Yankee.
Hey! I said it was a bit meta, but it was also she only knows stuff of this world, but she knows you're from another world.
Yeah.
And then Kinsey just became a creep to try and make you say it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, as a paladin, I'm sure you'd want to know the rivals.
Yeah. Who am I against?
So that I can slay all their followers, and that can be my oath.
Yeah, you're like
slay all their followers, so the gods no longer exist. So Morgana is the only one left.
Yeah,
guys, I've got
the one
a
true
great
god.
idea. I've got a great idea. I'm slightly inspired by Talons. Maybe we kill everybody. We don't believe what we believe. It's like,
Has Kins just Willow? We'll go Willow. Has Willow just declared a crusade and we've missed it?
Yeah, it's against the god of the drows.
Is this the Spanish Inquisition?
From episode 1, when she saw your little religious sign on your little blade, she thought, yep, I'll be taking that.
Yeah.
So she's going to slay your god and then take your sword.
Wow. Now you're going to kill gods.
That doesn't sound like an oath break at all.
Well, if I'm doing it in the name of Morgana, is it really an oath break?
Depends what she believes.
You have dark gods in this world.
Yeah, potentially.
There was definitely a dark snake god thing last time around.
What? Yeah, there's all gods. There was supposed to just be the Nine Sisters, and then Dan decided that he wanted to be a dwarf and follow Mahatma Doon, and I was like,
I wasn't even a dwarf, I was a tiefling.
oh yeah, tiefling that followed a dwarf and god. And I was like, cool. So I suppose there's other god, and then I was like, it kind of makes sense. So yeah.
But to be fair, this time the god was one you picked out, not me.
Yeah, because once I opened my mind to the possibility that actually it would just be like the most popular one, and there's probably loads and loads of gods, it was more fun. So it was a good thing you did it overall. Otherwise, I'd have been very strict about it. But yeah, there could be the Nine Sisters are just like the prevailing large ones, like Christianity, right? It's like the biggest one here, but there's lots of other.
Yeah.
I suppose it would come down to what you said a minute ago as well. It's not black and white; everything's grey. I would make the assessment that there's probably not dark gods per se. There's just gods that may have rougher stories.
And gods that will do. Well, you guys know, not that you know this bit, but if does a god know that a god is losing followers? Probably, because it's losing power. What happens to a god that starts to lose followers? Does that turn a god's motives into something else? Which is interesting.
Would you like, I say dark gods again, but like in my mind, a dark god would be like deception, deceit, like undeath, like just classic storybook, like tropes of being bad. Would that like work here? Not really.
No, that would probably be devils.
Oh, okay.
There's like devils and demons, and devils will make bargains. I mean, there's probably likely devils that make bargains and pretend to be gods and are actually devils of like mischief. The gods will cover a range, but yeah, I don't know. You'd have a god that's like, "Hey, I'm like the god of murdering things." It's like, no, that's not really great. But then that would be like kind of Bane and Bar. So potentially, anything's not real until we make it real. But yeah, you would get like devils doing devil's bargains, which would be more mischief and murder.
Okay.
Rather than necessarily a god. But yeah, there's nothing to say that there wouldn't be an evil god somewhere. There's just not a very prevalent one on Ashland.
Weaver's just excited that he did some backstory stuff about his character.
Very begrudgingly, actually.
I enjoyed
it. You got to give some good information, right? So
try to give as little as possible.
I know you did, but we will make you do it if we have to, because it makes my life easier. And that is the aim of the game. So you get a nice long rest. Lovely. Some of you have disturbed sleep, thinking about, dying gods and what the hell that might mean. Rest of you sleep like a baby. Yierlos sleeps with a nice full belly of bacon. And you wake up the next day. So you have the day ahead of you for whatever plans you would like to entail. So who is doing what where?
I'm going back to the barracks at some point.
I think I'd go with Glenn. I don't know if Preacher's going as well to the bakery and buy some stuff for them. Is that'll be on the way to the watch house?
Yeah, you go go across the North Market and come down to the watch house, but it's not far.
Yeah,
Yes, that means that we're coming with you as well then.
Unless there's anything you wanted to do before.
Do we need to talk about anything first?
I will just say that if you do get anything, then message across using the stone.
Are we having a cut-off time? If we don't see anything, we come back by a certain point? Just thinking if someone goes missing in the party, we won't know. We don't have a get-back time.
If we don't have a home time, then how are we going to know that everybody's safe?
Yeah. When the lampposts go on, we all go home.
Well, we can have a check-in. We can check in with each other every couple of hours, send someone around. Maybe Glenn could do the rounds to make sure everyone's okay.
Just as long as it's not Yierlos, because he'll get lost again.
You guys don't have much faith in that guy.
Yierlos is trying on different clothes to hide.
I think that's a good idea, Preacher, but I think also having a set time to be back is also good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's agree that if Glenn knocks on the watcher door, you'll open it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll have ways of checking who's there, yes.
Mm-hmm. With Gimbar the mention of Yierlos, I will actually drag Gimbar aside.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yierlos?
Yes.
Assume you've spoken to him.
Yes.
About
Yes. I've spoken to
everything.
him.
You think he's fine?
Yes. I think he's not. Maybe. I think he's naive. Is probably the best way to put it. He's a farming background, farm boy. Set out for a bit of an adventure. Got a taste for it. He's. Honestly, I don't think he's much of a threat. Maybe if we can send him back home, maybe he might be the best. But in terms of what has been discussed before, I don't think I'd be in favour of that for that sake.
Well, is it best that we keep him close then? Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
said
that is probably
he's
yes.
naive. If he gets caught and questioned, be naive.
It's why would he be caught? I mean, it's a risk take. I know, I understand this, but he's just a young boy. I don't think he knows really what's going on. He said he wanted to help people.
Okay.
He's got a taste for that, and you know, he can be useful. I mean, any of us could be captured, and we all know stuff.
We keep him close.
Keep him close is probably for the safer route. Yes, and then maybe if there's a chance for him to get back home, or even if we send him back to Allhair, I'd happily take him on in the Bastion if needed. I'm assuming we all know we've got Bastions right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an option, I guess.
Are you guys? Sorry, I missed. Did you guys have this conversation with?
Yeah, we're separate. We're not openly talking about Yierlos' life in front of him.
or any of the paladins.
Yeah.
Or Merrin.
Yeah, or Merrin.
So the only other person
Everybody
is
else.
Koss.
Yeah. Goes like, we're killing someone? Let's go.
Did Hannah ever come back to the church? Or is she? No.
I'm just waiting for
Not
Cost to
anymore.
ask if Yierlos is a beast.
Is he a mage or a beast? Dragon, right? No, but yeah, Hannah didn't make it. Has not been back this one.
Yeah, so he seems to. He's got the taste for adventures, enjoying. He wants to help people. You know.
Yeah, forgive me for automatically thinking the worst.
No. Well, it's natural considering the work we found ourselves in, and I understand the risks, but I'm not a cold-blooded. It's not. I don't think the risk is that great that any of us share. And I certainly wouldn't want to, let's say, do the same thing to any one of you, and because of risks.
No, of course. I mean, but also, so what happened with Peril?
I mean, Peril. As far as Peril goes, again, we found out he was a Talon, which is different. But again, he didn't. He said he's not working for them. He doesn't like them anymore. Is the time thing still on about with that whole thing that we put on Peril? Is that still going?
Yeah. That's got a few more days.
Yeah. And,
Like 9 more
you know?
days. No, sorry, not like
Yeah.
4 more days.
Yeah, I mean, he did leave us. After saying otherwise, but maybe he thought that was for the best for his own sake. Judging the reaction he got,
That's all we can hope, right? But yeah,
and as far as he hasn't broken that thing, has he? That like agreement with Merrin or whatever that was.
I mean, Mary hasn't said anything, so I assume not.
So you'd think if he was going to rat us out, it would have happened by now. This whole thing has its share of risks.
Yeah.
And
I trust your opinion on this, so...
Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, at one point maybe I was thinking the same way you were, you know, being that he's a loose end as such, but maybe he could be with more help than he would be of harm.
Let's hope. Okay,
Yes. We'll keep an eye on him.
Mhm.
We may have to revisit this conversation at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Head back over to the group.
Nice. So yeah, you meet up with Glenn and Preacher. Got the cart ready as they head off. So you 5 head off, or 6. I think Yierlos will probably tag along with you guys to then go off on a watch, unless you wanted to show him where to go, Willow, to check in with you.
Yeah, I can go with them and then
Okay.
just say to him, right,
Back
meet
off.
me here.
Yeah.
Every
So-
couple of hours, tell me what you see.
So you'll pack off, go and get the goods, and start making your way to your respective points. Would you go, Preacher, straight to the bridge, or would you give it a bit of time, work your way down slowly from the market to give other people time to get in place? When would you be trying to get yourselves outside the front of the barracks as quick as possible, or a bit later?
Sorry, can I just quickly retcon something with Zilna?
Yep.
I just wanted to see if he's able to now create a tracking thing to maybe give to Yierlos. Just so we know where he might be if he gets lost again.
If you had asked me last night, I might have been able to.
Yeah. Well, it's an idea for another day then. Okay. Sorry for...
I don't actually know. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't have been able to. No.
Okay.
No, anything I could do like that. No, I couldn't. I'd have to wait until I get a bit stronger to maybe think about learning how to do that.
Hopefully soon.
Level 7 forever. Sweet. So yeah, Preacher, when would you be trying to get to the front? Would you be working your way down the main street towards it to give the guys a bit of time to get set up, or would you want to get there as soon as possible to get eyes on the front?
I think I'll give people enough time to get set up.
Mm-hmm.
So like the guys when they get to where they need to. It's still first thing in the morning, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
expect the delivery to be there straight away.
Yep.
And I think I would want to be able to try and last as long as I can
Mm-hmm.
outside the front. So maybe I wouldn't even set up pitch straight away.
Yeah.
If there's like a bench nearby that covers the roads, then I'd probably sit down with like, I would have bought myself something from the bakery and I would have sat down with that for breakfast and
Yep.
just people watching as people do.
Sweet.
How much would it cost Herb to buy out all the stuff in the bakery that I was ready at that point when we were there?
How long do you want to be out there for? I reckon a gold would give you a shit ton, pretty much buying out most of what is in there, to give Preacher the best chance of like giving away lots of stuff.
I'll buy everything there
Yep.
and I'll give them 2 gold.
Nice. So yeah, they essentially open up the first trays and everything just get completely cleared out as they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, brilliant. And they do all the business for you, and then you can see them like cracking the ovens back on to try and get some goods back in store for the first lot of breakfast customers that come through. But they are very happy to sell everything out.
I'm sorry for this inconvenience, but we intend to help some of the needy in the town, and at the same time, I'm sure we can say where these goods came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's the same baker that was in there the time before. He obviously recognizes you, shakes your hand, and like introduces himself, and then like asks, essentially waiting for you to reply back who you are. You definitely have made an impact on this baker where he will remember who you are.
Yeah.
How do you introduce yourself?
It's Kim.
Yep.
My name's
Okay.
Kim.
And he says, he's like, I think his name is just David the baker.
David.
Uh,
David.
and he thanks you, and he's like, oh, well, anytime you like I said, anytime you want to come back, just if you want a big order like this, just let us know in advance. We can do whatever you need
Yes.
to do. But, yeah.
It was a spur of the moment thing. I do apologise.
And then we'll get loaded up, and away you go. Cool, nice. Okay, everyone goes off to their respective areas. Can everybody give me D6 rolls? It's been a while. I know Dan likes it.
They're back!
I know Dan likes it. Let's see
That's 2.
shenanigans you could have.
4.
4.
Oof.
2.
Oh,
Oof. So all
2s and 4s across the board.
Watch Yierlos roll a 1.
And a 6 for me.
Oh yeah, let me roll for Yierlos. It's been too good. He's going in the river. Yierlos rolled a 6. Okay.
Not if I can help it.
2 6s, no 1s. As unprecedented levels of rolling from you guys there. Cool. So you all head off to your respective areas. Getting set up first, I think likely will be the Watcher crew. So yeah, Gimbar, Zilna, and Merrin, as you make your way up to the Watcher hideout, where Griff and Gertie are giving them a knock on the door, and are let into the apartment. Merrin and Zilna, you are both introduced to Gertie and Griff, who are the Watchers that live in this area, and you can see that this is like a safe house, watch house. It's very sparse in here. There is food preserves that they've got. There are a few cots that are just like in the living room, but there is like nothing else in here really to say. And you can see they're set up looking out over the barracks, over the full barracks.
I say hello, and as I shake their hand, I say,
The night hides many eyes.
You see Griff hold your shakes your hand tightly, and says the I need read out the Brotherhood one. That would have been well funny. The Watcher one. Oh my god, where's it gone?
our eyes never close.
Our eyes never close. BA, pulls you close, and he's like, our eyes never close. It's very intense. Chase hands for you, Zilna, introduce himself. But yeah, you are then set up. They kind of on Gimbar's word. They kind of show you their pitch, show you where they're set up, show you how they can where everything is, what they're looking at, the different areas. So is there anything you guys would like to look at the moment? Now the camp is there's like a few people milling around, a few like guards, but they're all guards inside, so not necessarily a guard force. But from where you're looking down on the facility, you're looking over the wall. There is no like guard force on these walls, and you're actually like kind of pretty close to the in terms of like the wall being there, and you're high enough up. But there's no activity happening. There's a few people milling around, but no active guard force, no training going on at the moment. So is there anything you guys would like to be pitched up for, looking for, and want to roll checks for, either now whilst it's quiet, or in the future when people start turning up?
So sorry, you go first.
I'll ask Griff if the rifles are still out to be seen, or whether they've taken them back.
Yeah, no, they're not out to be seen at the moment. You can see. So the bench where it was set up, it looks like it had been taken apart and it was being worked on, and has now been removed. The area is clean. You can see there's a few tents nearby where they must keep some stuff, but yeah, there is no one out here. There's no weapons out. There's no training going on this early in the morning.
Yeah, I'll also inform him if they don't know whether they're expected a delivery today from the vaults, and if they have any information on it.
Nice. Cool. Yes. So they on the information you can pass on, they believe deliveries will be taken into the big building in the middle. The building on the far left, I forgot these guys are watching out. Building on the far left. So when you guys first walk in on the right hand side is a barrack. It's where the sleeping quarters are, where most of the guards stay, those that are here in training. The next building across is is the like mess hall, bathhouse to watch, and there's the quarters for the more senior members, and there is a workshop. And if you tell them that what you're expecting to be is some kind of delivery of some kind of weapons or something, they expect that to be delivered to the workshop, so they can keep an eye out for it. Your view for seeing stuff in will be limited. You'll be able to see stuff coming in the gate as you look out across. Then you've got the back of the building in front of you, and then you've got the training yard here. So you can kind of see over to one corner, then you're obscured by the building, and then you can see all of the training area. So you have a bit of a limited view from here, but you can see everything that comes through the front door at least.
And everything that leaves through the front door.
Yes.
So there's multiple spyglasses, I think. So
Yeah.
if we have someone keeping eyes on the gate, and then I would probably separately keep eyes on the training area to look out for the rifles and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
From where I am, I want to look to see if there's any. I know we know of one main entrance and exit, but if there's any sort of side routes that I can spot, just in case there's like people sneaking out the back door, essentially.
Yes.
Obviously, you wouldn't be able to get large cargo through there, but if it's like a small run, then it's going to be easier to do it that way.
Yeah. You survey. Give me a perception check. Is it that one?
No, it's not 2 + 4. That's a 6 for me.
I stayed on 18 for so long, and then just changed at the last second to 2.
You can't see. You see the main big gates which are guarded. You can see that the north side of it goes onto the river, and there might be. You can see that there is likely some ladders that go off the side down into the river. So maybe there's a port or some boats that maybe you can put up there. With a 6, you're not seeing anything else. What you can see though is where you guys are up on like this 4th, 5th floor, like kind of flat block looking in. You are like you are in a building, and then there is like a very small alleyway. Then there's the wall, and then it's the facility. So you are like super close, and along the wall where you are here, you don't see that there are any exits or entrances, nor would you expect there to be, even if you can't see any, because it's so close to the residential area. Like from where you are, if you were to jump out, I mean, you'd die. You'd be jumping, well, maybe not die, but you'd be jumping out of like a 4th floor. You could jump across into the camp from here. You're that close. It's like they built a 10-foot wall, and there's a 4-story building next to it. It's like, well, I could just get across into the camp if I needed to. But other exits, not sure, but maybe you can see some ropes that go over down to the river side. Sweet. For those checks on the guns will do if the guns appear. The guns, if they do appear, you're hoping should be pretty obvious because they'll be fucking loud. Also, you're seeing down into like the training area, so it'd be quite obvious to see when people turn up and start using it. For general, like keeping an eye on and spotting and identify what's coming in, do you want to either set someone up and do a perception check with advantage, or you can all roll depending on if you're taking kind of shifts for watching?
Go with advantage for someone.
Who's got the best?
You've got pretty good perception, right?
I've got a +3.
Oh, I have a +4.
Okay.
I am the most perceptive one here.
I have the perception. Okay.
No, but yeah, but the advantage for the Merrin then.
Yep.
Okay. Am I doing this now, or is this going to be an ongoing?
No, do it now, and then we'll keep it running.
That is a 23.
23. Nice. Cool. So you get, regardless of the like lack of vision across the whole thing, you get set up with a spyglass in a fairly comfortable position where you are keeping an eye on. You can see the two like towers is probably the right word, that flank the entrance either side. You can see the two guards that are sat on top, and you can see the entranceway that sits below where everything must come in and out of this area. So you are set up with a pretty good check of being able to track everyone that is coming in and out as they move around the facility. Sweet. Anything else from you guys as you set up watch from the beginning of the day?
I will inform Griffin. Is Katie here still? Or?
Yeah, these two live here.
Oh, Katie lives here. That we might be expecting a knock from an associate, just checking that we're all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just let them be aware that there might be a knock.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't have to let them in, but just to let me know so I can run down and tell them.
With you guys kind of occupying the window, you've kind of made their watch useless. You can't get like 5 people around one window looking out.
Two is small.
They're gonna they want to be seen. Obviously, you don't all be like
just 5 people with window.
Someone looks up and like, is it? There's 6 people looking outside one little window. So they will do perimeter checks and check for anyone that is kind of near the facility as well. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice, you guys are set up all in the building. Preacher, Glenn, having their foods. So Yierlos and Willow. Yierlos is with you, being like, right, okay, where do I go? He's got his cloak ready. He's got his hood already up. He's ready to be incognito on the bridge or wherever is required to do the initial spot checking.
Yeah, so just stay as stealthy as possible. Don't look suspicious.
Don't be
If
suspicious.
you feel like you're being watched, move from that area. Essentially, if you see any movement or like big groups of guards going in or out of the barrack area, keep watch and then come check in with me, okay? Every either when you see something big or every couple of hours, just check in to let me know that you're still safe.
He's like, so if I see what I think is the delivery, you want me to come and find you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sort of watch it a little bit, see if like how I need you to look at how many guards are around it, what the shape of the boxes are, all of those sort of things, in case I can't get to you quick enough to see it for myself.
Okay.
You think you can do that, Yierlos?
Yeah, easy. Where are you
ready
going to
for
be?
it? I'm gonna be. I don't really know, to be honest.
That doesn't help me.
Where-
Because last time I got sent to find someone, I got lost. Got mugged.
I'm not going to give you a stone that will break, Yierlos.
No, but where are you going to... If I got to come and find you...
Yeah, I was just thinking where the... I want to be kind of pitched up, not too far from where Preacher's going to be handing out all his foods and stuff.
So if I go towards the preacher, I should see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, are there like market stalls and stuff there, or is that more in the south?
No. In the north, there's a north market. Outside, like this area here, next to the barracks, next to the bridge, there's going to be men and guards.
Okay.
It's going to be sketching. Like Preacher going there and doing it, you won't be sure how long before he gets moving. Like the market stalls and the movement of people, even like lingering on the bridge is probably going to be pretty sketch for Yierlos. He's probably going to want to be walking about because this is the it's like you couldn't be standing in a more suspect place. You've got the King's Palace here. You've got a bridge that leads to the King's Palace, and then you've got the barracks. It's like you're in a hot spot for activity. Huge police presence.
Yeah. Yeah, go towards the preacher then. I think I'll probably... Oh, that's really annoying. I was going to try and do like performance of just being a shopper, but there's no shops.
You can move about. There's no... There will be movement, a lot of movement of people. It's not going to be empty. It's just you don't canvass outside of a police station.
I'm not going to sit in a Starbucks opposite and just sort of watch out and have a nice time.
There may be so like nearer to the river. There might be some shops. I mean, the pub's not far along there, so there might be some. It's just what you want to watch and how you want to be around there. I don't think you got to think this is like what is this like? It's not quite Oxford Street, but it's the equivalent of like a busy London street where you walking up and down, unless someone is actively looking for you, they're not going to notice. You could walk up and down Oxford Street, right? Just walk to the top, turn around, walk down, and no one's going to notice you were doing it because there's 100 other people walking. So your problem is more, you could pitch up wherever you want, you could sit, you could find somewhere to kind of perch up. It's whether you want to arouse suspicion of what you want to see, because the problem is going to be massive people rather than...
Yeah. I think I'd I'm seeing it more as like Canary Wharf. There's not really much to do. There's a lot of people about.
Yeah.
So I think it may be like I'd be looking for increased guard presence, or if they look particularly wary about stuff.
Mhm.
And I'll just be kind of moving around the crowds.
Okay.
Maybe I'll say move towards Preacher, and then maybe pick a specific building of Yierlos. If you can't find the Preacher, go
Go
to this building, and I will stand in front of it with him so he knows exactly which one it is. Maybe with an alleyway down the side.
It's the one where his stone broke apart and fell on the floor and everything like that. He's like,
Oh my god, trauma.
I know this place well. Cool. So yeah, he is gonna set off across. I've rolled his incognito stealth check to blend in. So stealth, not to be like stealthy, but stealth to like not to blend in with the crowd, like a pass without trace type thing. And I will roll his perception check. It was good. So what are you going to be looking out for or watching for? Are you general perception, looking out for those guards, and you want to roll check now?
Yeah. The pointless. I rolled a 7.
Okay.
For increased guard presence was what I was going to roll for.
Okay.
And like if they look wary and stuff.
Nice. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I think you're like, cool, we'll be able to spot this, and then you realise, oh shit, even just spotting the guards is going to be fun. Because there's so many people moving about. But you can see where Preacher is going to get set up and get going. Nice. Preacher. Let's get fun. You are going to move your way, slowly making your way down that road from like the North Market down to in front or close to around that area. You are helping and giving out food to those that seem like they need it as they pass by. Some people will recognize you, some people won't, but either way you're doing a good deed. This will obviously there's a lot of people, but it will create a bit of a buzz. What are you just trying to achieve the ability to be standing outside the front of the barracks? I want to work out what you need to roll to keep yourself in that position. So what would be your goal in doing what you're doing?
I think I just want to be able to stand, maybe not right outside the front of it, but like maybe down the side, down the street, just so we've got eyes on anything that comes down the way.
Interesting. Yep.
So if we're not blocking the main path or
would you
the main gate,
would you pitch up along the wall of the barracks? So sightline by the guards in the towers to you would be very minimal, but it also means you're only seeing people coming towards the facility. You're not seeing what's going on inside. So safer option, or the more risky option, you do it on the opposite side of the road, which is more towards the business district, which would give you a sightline on both what's coming down from the bridge, and also you'll be able to track what's going on inside, because the gates are just big open gates. But you'll also be in the sightline of the two guards. So safer.
I would probably go the riskiest route.
Nice. Sweet. Give me 2 rolls. What do I want this supposed to be? Give me either give me a performance persuasion or a stealth roll. Your choice.
Persuasion.
For just blending in, not making too much of a fuss, giving out food, having a place to be there, but not drawing too much of a crowd.
24.
24, nice. You know how to not create a frenzy. So you don't want loads of people rushing because you're giving out free food and it's all of a sudden like, what's going on? All of a sudden, a huge crowd's formed. You're fucked. Everyone's trying to take food from the cart. Guards know what's going on. So you are like managing by picking the right people, by maintaining. Well, let's go, Shani. By maintaining that flow. So that's pretty good. So you're set up in a good position. You've got a pretty decent check about not creating too much of a fuss and giving yourself the best chance of staying there. And then give me your perception check for, and Glenn will give you the help action. So do it with advantage.
First one's 25.
Whoosh, good push. Did I say advantage? I mean disadvantage.
25's the better one.
Okay. Thank you, Raiders. Sweet. So you are all set up and going. Yeah, you feel pretty confident in the position of where you've got stuff that you've got good sight, like you've got eyes into the facility. Yes, the guards are up there, but there's enough people moving around. You can also see the bridge if it comes to it, and you're maintaining enough people coming through that it's not creating too much of a crowd. You're not drawing too much attention to yourself. So nice. Everybody is set up. Cos, I'm assuming you're making your way to the barracks.
Yeah, making my way downtown.
Walking fast, being watched by everyone except Willow, who doesn't see you coming because she rolled so low on a perception check. But yeah, you can make your way around.
Is she nearby? Can I stick a note on her back as I pass?
Says, I love the 9 sisters. Please arrest me. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you'll see
my daddy.
you.
Okay.
Let's get on a t-shirt. Yeah, you move past. You see the preacher set up in a good spot, checking the sight lines as he moves through. You see the guards, and as you make your way towards the facility, the guards again recognize you, and one of them comes down to check, asks who you're to see. As Kos gets to the door, those of you that are spot checking from the watchtower, you would see Kos approach the guards. As one guard, you can see that the process is there's guards on the tower. As someone approaches, either someone is called and comes out, or one, in this case, one of the guards has to come down the ladder and like run across to. So it's not quickest to get across to Kos as he comes up. And he's like, you got a meeting here to train today, or are you here to meet with somebody?
What was the name of the guy I'm meeting?
Tizu.
I am here to see Tizu. He is expecting me.
Of course. And he looks up at the other one and he like waves him on. He's like, okay. And he leaves his post to take you through to the big building. The second building, not the barracks, the larger building. Takes you in. As you are moving in, give me an investigation check to try and just get like a quick lay of the land as you move through a corridor essentially, and then we'll shoot up some stairs.
That will be a 16.
16, nice. You smell food, and you see a brief opening on the right hand side. So as you come into the main building, first room on the right hand side seems to be the kitchen. There are loads of rooms towards the back, which you don't get a view of before you start going up the stairs. But as you walk past the door on the left-hand side, so opposite the kitchen, you see that is marked up as the workshop. And that is the area that you would have been told, but at least you know the workshop's there. So you can see in here there is two large on the ground floor, two larger rooms. One's a cook's, one's a kitchen. The other one is marked up as a workshop. And you can feel with the 16 just a little residual heat coming from that room, as if there is maybe a furnace or some kind of metalworking furnace that's been like started up. You get taken up one flight of stairs to the second floor to where there are nicer office rooms, and some of them been turned into barracks. This is where the Githyanki is staying, on the second floor. Kind of guy goes and knocks on the door, and you just hear a voice be like, "Enter!" And as he opens the door, lets you in. As he says, "Ah, of course, it's good to see you. Please come in." And he waves the guard off.
What news?
What?
I said, what news?
Oh, what news? I said, what's loose? Nothing is loose. I'm very tight. This office must have been like taken from maybe a high rank guard. It's just an office. It doesn't look like a Githyankios. It looks like a human office that Tiju is clearly perched up in. He's got some stuff like leaning about, but is just living in this space. As he says, I'm glad you have come early. It is good I have spoke to those in charge of both my mission and I am told that few of your members had a successful raid on your time and had marked your presence missing. So we have told your unit that you are here alive on the material plane, and your captain is happy for this. But you have been relinquished from duty from that force. There is a pressing matter on this plane, something that is puzzling us, that the information you have given us that I've passed on has raised some suspicion and curiosities that we must investigate. This dragon breeding, this dragon creation, these beasts that are formed from not dragon egg. No pact has been made with these beasts. Gith is interested in this process, in what this entails, in how these beings have come to pass. As you know, we have a long-term pact with the Red Dragons, but this is a pact that is good for both parties, but isn't even, what would be the word, deal? It's like a relationship of 50-50. We are blessed to have this relationship with the Red Dragons. But curiosities, Kos, mean that Gith herself would like you to investigate this dragon breeding and find out to what extent that information and process could be learned, recreated by the Gith forces.
I must investigate the use of these dragon scales, then.
If that is indeed the full extent, Gith is interested in the full potential of this process.
There are signs already on this plane of it in action.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen some of the creations? They are associated with your Talon friends.
Mm-hmm. We have not come into contact with any of these, but rumor has that there is a black dragon born. Not black dragon born, black dragon creation, shall we call them, who is in the city now, who we shall have the pleasure of meeting at the event that is being held. Ordinarily, we would not waste our time with this, but we will ourselves meet this creation to find out its intellectual capacity, to see whether it is indeed like a dragon or like a creation, whether it can be bargained with or controlled. You would assume he's talking about Zivirax, who was not the hugest of the ones you've seen, but still was not quite Dragonborn.
Just trying to decide if I mention anything about the blue one that we killed.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name.
Thunderclaw.
I have met one of these creations in the past. It was a blue dragon humanoid creature. It was intelligent like a dragonborn and a very proficient warrior.
We must find out the extent of this process. Can dragons be born from it?
Is this to be kept a secret from the Talons?
Of course. This is a mission given from the highest order to only you, Kos. We cannot risk provoking or ruining any opportunity we have. But from the information passed to Gith, we cannot let this curiosity pass without investigating further. If you
It
ask,
will be so.
No.
Will there be any resources I can count on?
I can give you anything we have here, but there is not much that we have brought with us to this plane. We can remain in contact to keep up, what's what I'm looking for? Communication, progress. But
I am to communicate my progress to you rather
Yes.
than back directly.
Yes. My mission is still to gather intel on this plane, so you will be coming under my command. But I have assurances from Gift that if you are successful, she will look to grant you the means to create your own sword.
Is his sword around? I want to look at it.
His sword is with him. Yeah, it says it in squints. Like a noise comes off the ear.
I'm just gazing at the sword.
Mm-hmm. And that, like, for that, what you know of the silver swords are that they are sometimes they're passed down. Sometimes, if they're lost, that it's a fucking thing that people go raiding for. But most knights, as part of their final task into like going up the ranks, they have to forge their own swords, and it is it's like a rite of passage, but it's a difficult process that is not. There is some forging in the literal sense, but there are some materials required that are non-standard materials, and the process requires a lot of psionic power and force. It's more of a psionic forging process with a bit of forging in, but it's part of like the last rite, and not every Githyanki warrior gets a chance to build a sword or create a sword. So as he says it, he's like, so you understand the importance of this task.
It will be done.
And he'd be like, Gith will be happy. Do not let us down, of course.
Now that is out of the way, may I stay to observe some of the training for a while? I'm interested in what is going on here.
Of course, you fought nobly, so please. There are some training. There's some training planning in the. He will point you to. I can't think of what the fuck word would be. Like a training pit that's just outside. He said, as today they are training these new weapons that they've brought. These loud devices that have no place in our warfare. So yes, please, our Gith will be training outside, and I would be good to have you take part of that and observe the capabilities of these people.
Yes, I would be very interested to see these new weapons.
But yeah, he will, and then they have some bits of stuff. But you have free reign of the encampment as you're there. You can have some niceties, some chats if you want to, but otherwise, yeah, you can kind of be done, and he will release you to go back down outside to investigate the barracks.
Yeah, I'll go outside and hang around and wait for these guns to come out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So yeah, as that conversation. I mean, it's not like they're not conversationalists, the old GIF. So yeah, as you get through and get that in there, you can see a lot of the guards are getting ready to go out, eating, which is a fun novelty for GIF when they're not on or for Githyanki when they're not on the astral sea. They get to eat because they're on the material plane, but they don't have to eat normally, so they are stuffing their faces as they get ready to go out and train. Are there any
of the people in the new fancy armor around?
Not at the moment, no.
I'll just stop somebody and I'll say, I can't do the voice. I've seen this new armor on the people you're training. What does it represent?
So yeah, the only ones upstairs in this thing are the GIF, and they're like, this symbol of something. I do not know. It is strong, but it is not the strongest armor I've seen. It has nothing on, and he like taps his chest. It is nothing on our armor. It is some kind of symbol for them, some squadron that they have.
It is not that strong. I do not care then.
No. He will. They will say. Yeah. No, it's not strong. He will say it is. They are training them for not to be frontline fighters. I believe the way we are training here, they are more to attack quickly, to take enemies by surprise. I believe they are. We are trying to give them the speed and dexterity that we fight with as Githyanki warriors.
I have seen the training. You are not going at full speed. They will never lie.
They will. We do not want to kill them.
I'll give a short Githyanki laugh and then head outside.
Yeah. It's one of those, everyone's laughing. It's like, are we laughing at how weak the humans are? Let's all laugh together. Cool. So yeah, you get out, and there are people still milling about. Some of them are getting ready. The barracks is likely where some of these guards are getting prepped to get set for the first sets of training. So yeah, you can kind of hang around for the first lot of those. The mid about hour or so in, you see, and those from the watchtower will see as well, as coming out and going into, you see a group of talons, or not talons, sorry, a group of like knights. They won't wear all the pomp and rigor, but not the new fancy clothed ones. Make their way out the barracks, have no armaments on them, have light armors on, and they make their way into the workshop, and you see them from where you're perched up, where Teaser would have told you to be. You're right across the doorway to where the workshop is and where the canteen kind of area. And you see them go, each of them go in. There's about 5 of them that go in, and each of them come out with these longer like rifles. They're a mix of like rifles and musket looking devices, these large devices that as they come out, they are holding them up and over their shoulder, and each of them have like a bag that they have in the other hand as they kind of come out, walk around. And there is a there's a more senior commander who is there is no, wait, let me check. I was about to say what the person is and I can't remember what species they are, what race they are. They are, I think they're just human. Or are you human? Or are you elf? Nice. Human. There is someone that is not dressed that follows out the last one, who is a human male who comes out, looks, has like a light levers on, but again, no arms. You can see they have 2 of the smaller of these like firearms attached to them, and are clearly not part of the guard force. You can see that quite strangely as they follow this group round, as they head up over to the archery range and start setting up. Those of you in the tower will see the Watcher's Tower, see Kos enter, Kos go into the building. You wouldn't see from where the position is, you wouldn't see Kos come out, but you do see this force of like 5 infantrymen and this kind of trainer that follows up behind as they start to get set up, get things ready. You see them all prepping as they are like loading these things and moving them around. So there's action going on with the weapons. Zero Knight, if you wanted to do your whatever gun check you would like to do at this point.
Yeah. Can I do an investigation from here, or would it be perception?
You could do. You've got spyglass, so if you're specifically trying to, there'll be a limit. So the
focusing
DC,
on the gun.
Yeah. So the DC will be slightly higher because you're not close enough to actually investigate it. But you, with the spyglass, you can get close enough to some of them as they're like they're moving it to try and see exactly what it is. So yeah,
sure.
What are you trying to do? Identify the gun or identify what about it? Or investigate what about it, I suppose.
I guess if I can kind of get an idea of the makeup of it, whether it is a full piece or whether it's a smaller piece but it's been enhanced with something I guess like the way it was described as when it was in pieces is kind of looked similar to what mine was, and then there was like a
like an additional
yeah.
Yeah.
To kind of work out whether it is something that's purely one piece or is extensions onto another piece as well, I guess.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a bad roll. It's only a 10.
10. It is difficult. You can see the mechanics are fairly similar. It seems like they I'm just reading. They are powered. They are powered by like a gunpowder, like a black powder. That all of them are loading up this this extra material that you use, but not in the same extent. Like they are like they're using this extra powder to give them the ammunition or the spark that's required to create the ammunition that's there. In terms of the actual makeup, some of them look similar to yours. Some of them look like they're maybe made of one full piece. Some of them look like potentially it was a pistol that was converted to something longer range, and they set up into like two forms. These ones that have that seem to be more like a rifle, where they are more accurate firing single bullets, and some that are a little bit more like a blunderbuss type, like they are scatter. They're the ones that are destroying those targets at closer range. But
so even they're the ones that look like they're pieced together. The blunderbuss ones are more like the pieced together ones.
The blunderbuss ones look like they're more like their own self-contained thing, because they are much larger in barrel. The rifles are almost like the pistol which has been elongated, and you see the guys as they're setting with them are firing single bullets that are just going a much longer distance, almost like they've added a longer nozzle on the pistol. But the blunderbusses themselves seem like they are new devices altogether. It's like a much larger barrel on a pistol when it opens up the cannon. That being said, as you're watching them, it's one of the blunderbusses that explodes, and as this is going off as well, this is like ear-splittingly noisy. Your pistol is loud. This thing is even louder. Whatever they are using for gunpowder is clearly more primitive than what you have seen. And like you could hear the sound of this going off from like 300 feet away. But with a 10, not very much else. So they seem to have these two devices. You don't see anyone firing or using a pistol, anything like a pistol. They seem to be concentrated on this multi-shot thing and this long range one. The multi-shot one of them malfunctions during like the practice as they get set up, and you see this kind of trainer figure come over and has a look at it. As it gets put to one side, he gets sent back for something else. It comes out again. So there seems to be they are still works in progress to some extent. Very noisy, and some of them seem to have some issues in their reliability.
I guess I'll try and sketch down what I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very difficult.
Obviously,
yeah. That will be difficult. Yeah, especially the blunderbuss one is a difficult one to really understand. Other than it looks like it's wider, the rifle's a bit easier. I'd say you have a bit of a job being like, okay, they're just trying to are they trying to elongate the range of this by giving it the thing? You can see the guys set up with two hands, they're loading up. But yeah, either way, they're very noisy.
Okay.
Sweet.
I think I'd ask Isildur at this point is so these weapons. Is it your idea, or have you got inspiration from somewhere else? Or is it commonplace amongst gnomes of your type?
I mean, yes and no. A lot of us that were making things that left Gaia had similar sort of ideas. It wasn't, to say, it didn't really sell back home very well. It's kind of been a bit of a passion for me crafting these sort of things. I mean, as you could tell from before, I didn't really get much opportunity to use them. But the design, the working out the intricacies of it, it's very interesting to me. But it's not a closer look at them down there.
It's not just a you thing; they are more commonplace.
I mean, it's not extremely common.
It's just obviously not restricted. Do you know anybody else who may have made these things? Have any clue on?
Other than a couple people back where I was working, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able
to
tell you.
Gear or whatever it's called, your farm?
Or somebody in the city back
that
home, but yeah, I guess Barte, was it? I guess it's common knowledge that you are working with all different groups. I can't remember if you told them before that you're working with all different groups.
Me?
Yeah.
What, the Watchers, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's none that.
Okay. Well, I'll mention with the map and so on. But I wouldn't be able to tell you, get an idea of who would have been involved in creating things.
Right.
Yeah, there would have been. I think there's early forms of lots of like pistol type implements starting to be built, but they are horribly expensive. So the Mercantile's big issue. Mercantile probably have seen them the most, which is why they've got the likes of like Zilna working on them. But when you're talking, you can buy a sword for like 5 gold, or you can buy a pistol for 200 gold. You just give. It's cheaper to get mercenaries and give them a sword than it is. But I can get loads of mercenaries and pay them for the price of 1 pistol. So until it becomes like more, so it's a great. They see great future in those weapons. Hence, Mercantile R&D department, kind of Zilna's job. But you wouldn't have. There would be like rumors of these big devices, and you'd have had like cannons on ships and stuff, like smaller handheld versions. But they are horribly expensive. I'd see there like 5 or 6 of them being used down there. It's like that's a fucking big investment in gold in weapons.
So is Zilna, I mean, this is above the table, is Zilna the only one making them, what design these for the Mercantile, or were there any beforehand, just other artificers?
There would have been they would have got hold of like basic sketches and schematics, and then it would be like, hey, artificers,
Zilna, can you make this?
Backwork these, backwork these the way you think they work. So like the difference Zilna would spot straight away in these ones is like your one, whilst loud, is quieter than these ones, and you don't seem to have a misfire problem. So there are like spawns of these different weapons that have different properties because they're in different states of work in progress, but they all kind of work the same sort of way.
Yeah. And when we saw this trainer guy, did you say we noticed he had 2 pistols on him? Yeah.
For my part, down on the ground.
Yep.
I'm observing them. They're quite unwieldy by the sounds of it, and taking quite a while to load.
Yeah. You can see that these guys that are on observing them from a military aspect, you can see that they are clearly being trained in them, and yes, they are slow to load, and most of the I think both of the things they're using here are two-handed. They're two-handed large weapons with a serious kick that these guys have kind of been trained in.
Can I approach the guy that looks like he's in charge with the pistols?
Yeah. If you want to, what kind of still gets up? Like I say, it's definitely loud as they all fire off in different areas. But yeah, you can see that this. You can see that this trainer is off. He's off on a side that he could be approached from the side that these guys are prepping and making up as you approach it. But yeah, you can see he's like locked into making sure these guys don't blow their own fucking heads off.
As I walk up, I'll just say between shots something along the lines of, "It is my first time observing these weapons. They are clearly powerful, but very slow to prepare."
Yeah, he looks over to you, says, and he is. I was trying to work out how old he. He is mid-40s, maybe early 50s, like very skinny but strong, almost like a kind of similar build to yourself, like sinewy but strong. And you can see his like eyes are looking out. He kind of gives you a quick glance to the side and looks forward and says, "Yep, that they are. They are not the quickest things, but they do a lot of damage if you can point them in the right direction."
What is the record for someone preparing this thing to fire?
Time to reload?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can do it in under 6 seconds. You're doing bloody good.
6 seconds is not too bad, but it is not as quick as an arrow.
No. Well, hopefully you're far enough back and with enough cover that you can hit someone before they even know you're coming.
Tell me, are these creations of yours? You look to be in charge here.
Unfortunately not. I don't have the brains for that, but I do fire them quite well. So I'm here just to, much like yourself, train these new recruits in the way of these new weapons.
Would it be possible for me to try one out?
He kind of looks across and goes, "Have you held a firearm before?"
I have not, but I am a quick study.
He kind of like going to kind of inside check you. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion, never good. That will be a 14. Better than I expected.
Okay, 14. He will go, as he looks and you hear one of the guys fires and then screams. As he kind of stops, looks back. As this guy gets up, you can see like blood is starting to come out of his hand where he is like not loaded it properly. The gunpowder's gone off, something's blown, and he's like, "Fuck it, come with me." As he takes you around, gets the rifle from this guy, like picks this guy up. He's like, "Get back, get yourself tied up. Make sure that finger doesn't fall off because you're gonna need it. Because if you ain't working here, you ain't got much of a chance elsewhere." So he's like, and sends this guy off as he's like crying and screaming, where part of his finger has been like singed and burned, and there is blood pouring out. He pulls that cloth out, like tidies up the gun, cracks and reloads it all, and he will run through very quickly the gun with you. Which one? Put the right thing in. As he kind of shows you the black powder going in, the bullet being loaded, the action as he just like kind of does it real quick. He's showing it you, I suppose, just not expecting you to pick up exactly what's going on. But yeah, goes through the loading mechanic, the black powder, and then hands it to you to set up alongside these other guys as he puts you in the rank. So he's like, "Cool, 2 hands, aim straight ahead, and try and hit the target."
I'll just turn to him quickly and say, "I imagine there is quite a kick. Should I brace?"
Oh, of course. This, and he's giving you one of the rifles, one of the longer ones. He's like, not as bad as the others, but yeah, you'll feel the kick in your shoulder. Make sure you nuzzle right into the shoulder there. Make sure your body is turned, a little bit like a defensive stance. Strong legs, and then prepare.
Okay, I'll try and take a shot with it. Is this a martial weapon? Because I am proficient with those.
No. This, they come out of firearms as a separate type
So no proficiency. when I'm
No
trying to fire this
proficiency.
thing.
So yeah, so roll an attack, please.
Straight D20. That will be a 13. I'm
That-
shooting against the wall. Hopefully that's decent.
Yeah, I just need to check how. Okay, nice. Yep, sweet. So you beat the misfire score on this one. So yeah, you steady and you fire. You hear a ting. As from the distance you're firing at, would you better to probably see as you're looking down towards a target. Difficult to make out as he says. I mean, you hit the wall at least. That's pretty good. As you have fired, hit into the metal wall at the back, but not likely in the target whatsoever. He kind of offers his hand out to take the weapon back off you.
Yeah, I pass it back.
Yeah, and he gets back.
Aimed up at the sky,
And
not
then-
at his face.
Yeah. Whoa, fuck. Yes, he gets it back, cleans out, sets the barrel, and then pops it down, unloaded on the side, and says, "Yeah, so they're pretty dangerous little things. They have their own little kicks and quirks. These ones are particularly finicky."
I can feel the power, but it would take practice to get the aim on this.
Yes, it's a whole nother skill altogether. We tend to get bowmen who think they can just rock up and pick it up and go. But like you say, the power and the kick makes all the difference.
I imagine it would be quite useful in a battle scenario with a charging line coming at you.
If you could mass produce these things, you'd take over the world. Problem is, you need a lot of gold to pay for them.
And then I'll just point to the two pistols he's got and I say, I imagine those are easier to handle.
He's like, a little easier to handle, a little quicker to reload. So, yeah, they're my preferred. But if this is, they're a bit closer range. I like to see the whites of the eyes of the target, if you know what I mean.
Interesting. My people seem not to care for these weapons too much, but I can see they have some use.
Like I say, if you could afford to mass produce these things, you'd be the king of the world.
Just out of interest, what would one of these cost?
If you were able to get your hands on one, that's the first start. But they are upward from 500 gold, I think.
That is a very steep price.
It is when you can put a sword in a young man's hand for a mere couple of silver. So they are quite the implements, plus the maintenance, plus the misfires. They've got a long way to go, but let me tell you, when they crack it, it's going to be pretty crazy.
I'll just thank him for his time and wander off
Mhm.
to watch from a distance again.
And he
But
gets back to quarters.
Can I do something to try and remember as much about the workings that you showed me as
Mhm.
possible?
Yeah, give me some kind of intelligence check.
What's that? Investigation? Yeah,
Investigation.
probably investigation. That will be a 13.
13. Nice. Okay. Yeah. You will be able to going through, you remember the like main components of the loading mechanism of like, okay, black powder is required, pellets are required, entry in this way, like the stages that he went through. But like you say, you need practice to go through and be able to lock it down. But you can kind of, at least the stages that happen to get a gun ready to fire.
I will pass that on to Zilna later.
Nice. Actually,
And that will be me. I'll just be hanging around.
sweet. Yeah, so Zilna, you'll see from the thing as you're checking out these bits that Koss gets his hand on one of these rifles, and one guy nearly blows his fingers off in the process of doing so. As that's all going on, gunfire is going on. They'll be training on these for a bit, and you can see that one goes out. The training session, they fire very sporadically. It's like one fire, then they're pretty much cleaning the nozzles, loading the guns, rechecking, they're double checking that they've got it all correct, then they're taking the fire again. So they're probably only shooting once every maybe minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. So it's not like they're out in a gun range like it's a proper slow process as they're going through, but this will carry on for the next, I think, at least a couple of hours as they get through the big bag of pellets that they brought with them and the gunpowder that they have as they're going through. As Willow is hiding out. Let's see. And there it rolls a 9. Yierlos, Willow will see Yierlos moving quickly across the bridge after another hour or so has passed, as he is kind of looking left and right, seemingly not seeing you at all, and he starts making his way towards Preacher.
I'll make my way across to where he's going.
He, as you get there, he's like, "Oh, are you here, Preacher? Willow, I think the goods are coming. There's a small cart being pulled. It has like maybe 4 boxes on it, 4 crates. The crates aren't large in size, but there is a few men pulling the cart, and then there are a few guards with it that are the King's guards, not the Talon's guards, and they're moving onto the bridge now." And he awaits further on.
Mm-hmm. Good work, Yierlos.
Thanks. What do we do now?
Do you want to go check it out, Preacher? Do you want to get a closer look, or do you want me to go? At this point, I'll pick up a pastry from his thing in case anybody's watching us rushing over to him.
Yep.
From my vantage point, I'll have a decent view, won't I?
Of them coming over the bridge and then going in, but you will just be staring at boxes. So it depends what you want to see. You'll be able to track them easy enough and see where they go inside the facility to a certain extent. But yeah, whilst you can see them, you're still looking at guards pulling a cart with boxes on.
Would I be able to walk past them and like take a glance at the boxes as I walk past?
Yeah.
See if there's like any like symbols or.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If you want to leave the post, yeah, Glenn can take up post as
you
know they come over the bridge. You can probably even pass. Like I say, there's still a lot of people moving around. You can hear as they're coming over the bridge a few, just like a lower level, not quite shouting that you can pick up now, but someone like calling, just like, "Move out of the way! Delivery coming through! Come on, move out of the way! Move out of the way!" As you can hear that they are clearing a space so the cart can pass through the people, clearing a pathway across the bridge. Yeah,
I'll say to Glenn, take over for a minute. I'm going to go and take a closer look at these boxes and try and get a sneaky look.
Roger that.
And I will walk off towards the.
Sweet. Give me a stealth, actual stealth check this time.
Stealth, no. It's a disadvantage. I've got wrong twice.
Yep.
One's 12. The other was 17.
Okay.
Sorry, 12.
It's 12. Let's go look at passive perceptions. Never there. Okay. Cool. Nice. You walk up, you try and keep in a flow of the people that are kind of moving around the crates. Good thing about everybody, you can't get right next to it, but where they're clearing a path, you can be on the closest point to them to get clear view of what's going on inside the carts. So yeah, as you can see, there's 2 guys pulling that seem to just be like workers, lackeys that are pulling this crate over. It doesn't seem to be overly heavy from the way that they're pulling the cart, the speed that it's traveling at. But give me an investigation check for what you can see with the boxes.
Oh, investigation. This is 7.
7. There's wooden boxes in the back of this carriage as you walk past.
Great.
You can see that there's no markings on them, that they are I would say you can see that there appears to be boxes within boxes. Like the outer box that's been carried in they are all handled, so they're all small enough that you'd be able to pick them up and carry them. The boxes, the 3 or 4 boxes that are on there. None of them are like huge enough that you can need any lifting equipment whatsoever. So they clearly have just been handled on. But you could, with that as you walk past, all you can see is inside where these outer boxes seem to be like storage containers for smaller boxes. That inside there are boxes of individual items. So every item in here seems to be individually packed inside a larger box. And there's a couple of those boxes. But nothing else. As you pass by, you kind of get the glance and try not to catch eyes with any of the guards that are moving around. Guards that seem overly suspicious at the moment.
I don't know, just carry on walking away.
Yeah.
And then I'll I guess I'll just keep walking till I get to the bridge and then turn around and come back to the
That's the spot.
and I'll if there's any anyone begging along the street, I might give them some food to make it look like I was going out to pass out some food.
Mm-hmm. Difficult. Across this, there would be beggars on this bridge because the bridge gets closed and gets watched. But yeah, there's enough people that, like I say, if you were to walk up Oxford Street, turn around and walk back down again, the 2 or 3 people that you're immediately around might be like, what the fuck is this guy turning around for? And then the next lot of people you run into, no idea. There's enough people making their way forward and back that you don't have to worry too much in this crowd with rolling a stealth check to kind of blend in already. That you feel pretty safe. They're not overly vigilant all the time. So you make your way back. Willow and Yierlos will be stood there. There's a big spider that's put a pin for me. And Glenn, you guys see the container start to come down with no sign of Preacher, who's kind of walked off. Anything you would like to do as you kind of watch it pass by?
Can I see the people? I want to see basically whether the guards or people around them look like they're rushing or kind of on edge, or if there's other people kind of watching this take place. I'm essentially trying to determine whether is this a really important vaulty type package, or is this commonplace that they're just moving something across into the barracks.
Which people are you looking at?
So if I walk across with the little croissant in hand as if I'm just walking, can I see the pathway into barracks area?
Yeah. If you're by the cart, you can see the barracks area.
Yeah. So I kind of want to see as the cart passes guards in the gateway, I guess, whether there's any reaction, come on, let's go, come through, blah blah blah.
Yes. Okay. Give me a perception check for more detail. You'll see some stuff already, but let's see.
Oh my goodness, that was a 5.
5. You can see both guards are back on post at the top now. As these guards arrive with the crate as a kind of flag to the guys above, they get waved straight in as if they have been expected. No, you don't see any additional, no one's running around they're super happy something's happened, but they're clearly expected because as they wave and look up, they get waved straight in.
Okay, I'll risk the sending the stone to Zilna, even though this might not be as important as... It might not be the important one, I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay, say that the goods are in.
Boxes with... Oh, I wouldn't know there's boxes within boxes. Could I see that from where I was? No.
Not in 5.
Okay. But yeah, I can count how many boxes there are though, right? There's about 4.
Yeah.
About 4 entering now. Wave straight through. Could be the cargo. Yeah.
Cool. So you get the ping as you guys are investigating and kind of looking at what's going on with the guns. Still, you get a message at the same time that Merrin would be like, I've seen it arrive, and it's you get a message saying it's arrived. So you can see that these goods on a very small hand-drawn cart start getting pulled into the facility.
How far is Cos from us? Can we actually still see him, or has he gone back
You
outside?
would have seen him, and then it depends. It depends, of course, where you would have been hanging around. The Gith Yankee would be
hanging
now
around where the shooting is.
where the shooting was. Okay, yeah. So you'll be able to see
Yeah,
him if
just
he's hanging
watch it.
around. Yeah, the training pit they're using is the other training pit, which is at the front. But yeah, if you're like watching them train on the guns, you'll be able to see him. You'll be able to see him, but he is. Do you need distance for actual distance?
Yeah.
I think we need actual distance because I
Is he
think
within 120 foot?
I was going to say the same thing.
You're thinking the exact same.
I think he might just be from the wall.
Is he within 500 foot? Because I can dimension door and let him know if I need to.
Yeah, he's got here inside the city.
He's 121 feet away.
I'll stick my head out the window.
Yeah, if the building is, if you are right at the front, if you're right at the window, you're like leaning out the window, you've got like 10, 15 foot. And it would make sense the cost would be stood where they're firing, not where the guys with the guns are, rather than where the targets are. So I think it would just be within range. By about 5 foot, 10 foot would be just in range of 120.
In which case, then I will cast a message and send him a message saying the goods have arrived through the gate. See what you can do to check them out.
Nice. So of course, yeah, you get ping between gunshots. But yeah, the rest of you can see that the goods have made their way into the facility.
Can I see them from where I am?
Not now, but yeah, if you were to move further down to look at the front, you'd definitely be able to see them now. You'd have to move like 50 foot up to see the front door that you think that they're likely to come round, and you'd see the cart being pulled round to the front of the main the big building.
I'd probably add in there that because the Watcher said it would probably go into the workshop.
Yeah.
So I'll add that in there as well.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, if you as they're firing, like between them taking a shot, as they're like cleaning the rifles, you make your way just back towards where you can see the Gith Yankee starting to train some of these guys, and they're starting to train now some of these the dragon armored ones. You see this cart pull up to the front of the main building, and these guards and these lackeys that are pulling the thing start to unload these boxes. And again, you can see they're like. Biggest one is would be a bit of a challenge to carry, but most of them are pretty easy to manage in terms of carrying these boxes that are within boxes. They take out a few of the ones that are similar size, and a few of the ones that are a little bit longer in size, but again, easy to carry as they start to unload them and take them one by one into the main building.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do without looking blatantly obvious here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that they go into the building and likely into the workshop.
Do you mean you're not going to start setting fire to things randomly again?
That was one time.
That was fun. Zaga would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just note that they're going into the main building for now,
Yep.
and that I think I know where the workshop is.
Nice. Yeah. So you see these boxes get taken in one by one. As they go in, the guys clear the cart. Doesn't take long to do a lot of the boxes as they get prepped and start moving out. You notice with the training of those guards something interesting with the ones with the dragonborn kind of, not dragonborn, but the dragon-like armor, which kind of detracts a little bit from watching the boxes. You can see that they seem to have, whilst the armor itself doesn't look like it's of great quality, and you kind of had a laugh about how weak it is, these guys are now trying out as part of this training, like a little bit like gliding, that they have this armor a bit like a squirrel suit or a bit like a batwing, that this armor has the ability to give them momentary flight speed, essentially, as the guards are kind of training out here, fighting a bit, and then you see them like climbing up and they're jumping off the like halfway up the stable. They're just jumping out and doing a kind of like action, which is releasing these rigid wings, which allow them to like glide down. And you see them training like ambushing each other. So gliding off and landing on someone and making an attack, and then the other one climbs up and they're driving off and landing on these guys. Still only are like armored with training swords for this sort of stuff. But yeah, you can see that the armor, whilst weak, seems to have some interesting other properties with it.
That's odd.
So it seems pretty cool. But yeah, they clearly have. It's clearly got some extra. It's not just, yes, it looks a different way, but it clearly has some other abilities as well. But yeah, you can see that from where only you'll be able to see that from where you are and where they're training.
Have the people unloading the cart finished and left now?
Yeah, they kind of done. It wouldn't have taken long. It wouldn't about 20 minutes. So you've seen the boxes going, you've seen the other guys fighting, and they would start pulling the cart out. So those of you on the front would see a cart leaving empty now.
Okay, I want to go into the main building.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to try knocking on the door of what I assume is the workshop.
Yeah, you can knock on the door. Who would be working in there at this time? Nice. Yeah, so you can go in, you can knock on the door as the door is not available to be opened. So you kind of knock and try it. It has like been locked, and you hear like a sliding bar get pulled out, and the door open, and stood in front of you is a gnome who looks up, just says, "Have you?" As he's opened the door, it's almost like, "Have you not got all the boxes?" And then looks up and goes, Can I help you? You need a short sharpened?
I think my sword is sharp enough for now, but no, I was in here earlier and I noticed what felt like heat. I assumed this was where a forge of some sort was. I have just seen out in the courtyard the training with the armor, with the flying.
Yes.
It is ingenious. Is this something of yours?
I would like to say yes, but no. That is something that we have had made and brought in. But it is quite spectacular. The armor itself is lightweight, very lightweight. So it's not as strong as the stuff you've got on there. But the extra abilities, quite cool.
It is definitely interesting. I can see the potential applications. Do you maintain the armor? Do you know what the wing material is made of? And while I'm talking, can I try and sneakily look over his shoulder and see if I can see anything in the room?
Yeah. Give me a investigation check.
Investigation. This time will be 17.
17, nice. Yeah, you can see that this room is fairly decent size. There is a furnace in like one corner, and there's a big workbench where you can see that like one of the broken rifles is on that workbench, on like the like smithing bench that he has there. There are tools like knocked around, but yeah, you can see over his shoulder where there are weapon racks, that there are a load of crates that have been piled up in this room.
The crates are still closed. Yeah,
the crates are still closed. Yeah, all the crates have just been dropped towards that weapon rack area. He's still at the door, and as you ask the question, he's like, it's like, well, it's just hardened leather. So the material itself is fairly standard, but the way that the mechanism pulls it taut and keeps the strength there, it enables this ability to glide, but only if they're a certain weight. And like I say, it's all leather, so you can put a sword straight through it, so it's a little bit dangerous. But the design itself is top tier.
It must be a lot of fun being here right now. I have just tried one of the I do not even know what to call it, the long explodey weapons.
Oh yeah, he points on the table. He's like, yeah, they are a little bit more dangerous, exciting, depends how you look at it. They can kick a hole in a target like you wouldn't believe. I wouldn't want to be on the end of those. Although seeing some of the people, and you can kind of hear in the background this guy that's still whining, that's like blown off by his finger. Also kind of dangerous to users in some instances. So yeah, once we really crack how to improve the what's the fucking word? Oh my god, my brain is completely died.
As far as safety.
Yeah, safety of them. I was gonna say misfire, but I won't keep saying misfire. The chance of misfiring, then we're all good.
Well, it must be quite enjoyable to be working on so many new types of equipment.
It is a busy time for no like me. I'm not the only one working here. There's a few of us that come through. I just on my own at the moment. But yes, like I say, we keep you and your countrymen in sharp weapons. Like I say, and he looks to your side. He's like dying to get my hands on that special sword that your commander has. But you know, I'll wait.
If I were you, I would not touch that under any circumstances.
I would never. I made a gesture towards it one time. I never will do that again. But you know, I could definitely maybe see if there's some improvements, some sharpening. But if you need anything buffed out, sharpened up, polished, and come let us know. We'll put it in the queue and get to it when we can.
No, that will be all. Thank you for your time. My name is Koz, by the way.
Ah, he's like, nice to meet you. I don't know what my name is. Not Varric. I've used that one. His name is Neo. Neo.
That is quite a unique name.
Well, it's a short name for a much longer name, so I just go by Neo. It's fine.
I would thank you for your time. I shall be on my way.
I enjoy. Like I say, if you need anything, let us know. And he goes.
With that, I think my time here is done.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, you see the boxes they're still created in there within this area that seems to be an armory and workshop of some sort. They are working on bits, not necessarily creating stuff here. Looks like the maintenance. It's a maintenance workshop rather than a creation workshop. But yeah, as you can make your way out, as you start walking through, you can see the training still happen of these dragon-esque fighters, and as you get to the main thoroughfare, then those of you outside will be able to see Koss starting to leave. Is there anything anyone in the watchtower would like to do or watch for as training continues? The gunfire after a few hours would give up and they'd run out of gunpowder and bullets and head back.
So obviously we've seen by watchtower, I'm assuming you mean us, to be clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously we've seen the cart go in and we've seen the cart come out.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly how long was it in there?
It was only in there for about half an hour.
Okay. It was just getting an idea of how many goods there were and how heavy they were. See if I can get a rough estimate on that.
Yeah, of course we're about to see that. It was just people. They were unloading them. It doesn't seem like they were overloaded or overly heavy, but there was 4 of these books.
Which direction did they come from again?
From the King's Palace.
Okay, and my final question about what happened is, did the same amount of guards leave as entered?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now current events. I want to see if, outside of the training, if things look busier now that delivery has arrived. I can do a new check if you want. So whether there's like people that almost look like they're in charge that are kind of making movements to account for that arriving.
Interesting. You don't see any extra movement. Once the gunfire, I suppose how long you want to stay up there. Once the gunfire calms down, there isn't much that you can see from your area in terms of movement.
Okay, that's fine. The other people in the room with me, are they also on binoculars? I know they're not called that. Looking glasses.
Yeah. There were spy glasses for people to check on whatever they want to check.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else at this point. Obviously, I saw. Did we see Koss go into the main building?
No. From the angle that you have,
Okay.
you would have seen him go and see the goods and then make his way further that way, and then Koss disappeared, and then Koss left.
Okay.
So yeah, you wouldn't know without speaking to him what
Okay.
he.
So I will say to the rest of the people in the room with me, Koss seems to have moved towards the main building, but I don't know if he's gone inside after the goods or something else.
And then you would have seen him leave as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
How long was he in there?
As long as that conversation was 10 minutes.
Okay,
So you would have lost sight of him for maybe an hour, because he would have gone, watched some of the training happen, watched the boxes being unloaded, then gone inside and had a conversation. So it's kind of like he went towards the building, disappeared from your eye line, and then reappeared in your eye line as he was leaving the facility, and the guards would like wave him out, and then that's when Preacher Willow and these guys outside would be able to start wrapping up, because they're seeing Koss come out as well, and you would have seen the carriage leave.
Okay.
So it was just if there was any other bits you wanted to try and spot, but again, you're kind of a bit stuck. Same question for the guys up front. So yeah, you would see this all happen. You would see the cart go in. I think from Preacher, if you'd gone back to your position, you would have seen this. But if you stayed around the cart, Glenn would have had eye line in to see the cart go in, and like just veer around to the left, and then you might have just caught it being parked up and seeing people move into a building, and then it would have come back out. But yeah, you would have just tracked that you've gone in, it'd been in there for about half an hour, and it's come out empty. No fanfare, no like extra things happening around. Delivery came in, a delivery left. Very standard transaction. So is there anything you guys would like to do additionally or check on, or are you happy with what we got? And then you would have seen Koss coming out after.
I think Koss coming out would be fine for me to be good to leave my post anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen much more, so I'll just say to Glenn and the others that I think it's time to pack up and head back to Liquid Church.
What time would it be? I'm just trying to compare when we said like, right, cut-off time to be back at Steps Church is... Maybe we actually agreed at a time.
We didn't. So who knows?
Well, when with lights on,
When
didn't
it
we?
started to go down, yeah.
But we've also seen everyone leave. Well, Cos leave, and so
Yeah, you've seen Koss leave, you've seen goods come in, you've passed on information. So yeah, you can't say. And this would have, all happened up to like about midday.
It's still got a while.
Yeah. But yeah, for what you wanted to see from there, that's you've seen. So is whether you want to do anything else or you want to regroup to catch up. Like I said, Koss coming out, we'll be able to see you guys there. Whether you just walk straight up to you is up to you. But yeah, you have a chance. You've all noticed that everyone is kind of, that part has happened. The delivery has been made. It's whether you want to regroup up back at the church to be like, cool, what else do we want to do? Is there anything else we want to do with that information? Do we want to share that information? And then what's the plan for the rest of the day? Or are we just going to wait and go for a job?
I don't know where the watchtower is, so I'll probably just head back
It would be
to the
going
church.
back to the church. Yeah.
I think if we're done here, we'll probably a telegraph to keep an eye out in case there's any more deliveries or anything, and let us know if.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yep. They will keep a log of of all the movements. So yeah, you could go back and either speak to go to Nook and find out what's been happening there, or you could come here again and check in on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ask them to specifically track any deliveries and movements, they are already tracking everything that goes in and goes out.
Yeah.
Like of usefulness or not usefulness, their job is there to watch, because they've seen an increased activity in that area and these new training methods that are coming in. They're just tracking everything.
Is there somewhere close to the church we're at?
Mhm.
They could leave a mark. Not on the church itself, because that might be a bit too obvious. But anyway, I could say if you have any important information, to leave a symbol or something here.
You there isn't one now. You could create like a Dropbox if you wanted to. Yeah, if you wanted to find somewhere close to the church, and then, I mean, it's only midday, so you could take him back the message to be like, this is what we're looking for. But yeah, if you wanted to mark up a location which was, like a post box or thingy, like you wanted to create you could create a Dropbox if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, just mark it down that you have a Dropbox near the thing, whether it be like a loose brick in a wall that can be pulled out and you leave notes behind there, brick goes back in, whichever way around. Yeah, you can mark up with the symbol of watchers and then tell the guys where it is and say, I'll use this to pass information to you. If you want to, when you're doing your rounds, use this to pass information to me. And that could be, they leave it in the bottom of their building, they leave it in the church, wherever it wants to be. But in the steps between those two positions, you can set up an information Dropbox.
Yeah.
I think I'd add to it specifically if they see any other new weaponry being used because of this shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, they're going to keep jumping. So cool. Yeah, they get set up. They let you out, and then they go back to their job. They would have got a nice bit of rest with you guys taking the one of the like watches for them, so they could both get some sleep and rest there. But yeah, they'll keep doing that. Cool. So everyone back to the church.
What sort of time did you say it was? Around midday?
But yeah, around midway, just after midday maybe. The delivery happened in the morning, and there was no complications with the 2 6-year-old. So.
Kind of want to head over to Nimble Fingers, but I probably should check in first.
Yeah, showing up the information would make sense.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. Yeah, check into the church and then I'll head over to Nimble Fingers after.
Yeah, you'll have a day. So yeah, So we'll say everyone goes back. Everyone goes back to the church to share everything that's happened, the information that has been passed between you. But we'll come back and do that if everyone remembers their information. Maybe people should write down their information so they remember it. And then you have a half a day and night ahead of you before you can go down and put yourself forward for guard or labouring work at the East Road Charter Company. So whatever your plan is for that for the next day, and you're assuming that the thing at the ring is happening. Yierlos, when he comes back from the bridge after doing the first look, going back out and tracking, coming back, he comes back and hands to you, Willow and Preacher, some like a flyer that is not like not a lot of flyers going out, but one that he's kind of like ripped off a wall, which confirms that an event is being held at the ring, which will include gladiatorial, that's the word I'm looking for, gladiatorial battles. So there'll be some fights, there'll be some prisoners, and Preacher, you know that they have done some of these before, which are have been like they never actually grade why they would be. Certain prisoners are kind of picked and are used for sport. They do use these events where they're either releasing prisoners to be killed by animals, by beasts, by wyverns sometimes as well, like a hunt. Sometimes there's like a show of force from the talons, so there'll be like talons versus beasts or creatures that they have caught in some way or brought into fight, and again a show of their talon prowess. But this one they are bidding as like a big gladiatorial battle with a big main event that is to be announced on the night, and that it will be a copper entry, which is the lowest price it's ever been. So Yierlos brings back this flyer that confirms that, gives that to you, Preacher Willow, as you're walking back, to say it's definitely on tomorrow in the ring, and it does start from it's a midday through to the evening procession, where there will be sermons, there will be fights, there will be these prisoner kind of death run execution type things, and then this main event towards the end.
Good job, Yierlos.
He's like, yeah, they have criers there calling out. Yeah, everyone is invited. I think people have been it sounds like they've been told to down tools and not worry, and everyone should make their way over. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite the spectacle. Cool. As you all make it back to the church just in time to finish, and I can go for a wee. GG's, guys. Lots of information found. Deliveries have made it safer into hands, and we are a day or two away from potentially the finding out what you guys are up to next. How fun.
And I can still get into the Colosseum, and I'll still be 2 coppers up.
Wow,
So-
Rich, you could pay for other people to get in.
I could. I'll pay for Gimba and Yierlos.
Good answers. But yeah, so we will be back next week to find out what you do with the rest of the day and what happens the day after. Hashtag excitement. Long live the king. The king brother is dead. Ta-ta, farewell.
Ta-ta!